You're nice. What up, God? And where you at? Your shit taking forever to connect. Nice. In the middle of trapping right now. Yo, nice. What up, God? No audio from you. Yo, hang up. That might work.
Yeah.
Nice. What up, God?
What up, God?
Uh,
Yeah.
Look at you showing up early.
Yeah, right?
He said football season is right around the corner, son.
Yeah, football season is here, man. It's here. It's here. I had to come in. I had to check in before I go in the studio and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fresh off. It's Tuesday, so as always, I'm fresh off the golf course a little bit late setting shit up. Um,
hmm
so
Yeah.
no need to play the theme song tonight. What up, Sean?
What up, man? What up, man? You know what I'm saying? Chilling, man.
Uh,
Working and all that. Yeah, you missed a hell of a show too, man.
yo, so yeah, I dropped one of these on my toe at 4 a.m. Yo, so you know what happened was, clearly I was high, right? It, it's
Ain't no doubt about that.
yeah, so it's 4 a.m. and I drop it, but in my
Mm.
my high brain, I thought it was my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I stuck my foot out to try to catch it so it wouldn't hit the floor. Whack!
Yeah.
Right on my fucking toe, dude.
Yeah.
Shit turned
Uh,
shit turned purple within like 20 minutes. I was like, yo, I am going nowhere today.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so how I didn't know it was the Bushwick Collective that you was doing. I was just like, oh shit, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah. Bushwick Collective, man. The whole town came out. It was stupid. We did our thing. Crazy. Got a lot of love.
Yeah,
Met
I
a lot of friends. Static Selector. Shout out to Static.
yeah,
You know what
cause
I'm saying?
yeah, Static has a studio inside that Bushwick Collective building.
Yeah. 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 Him and Terminology.
Yeah,
Shout out to
so
Fred.
that's the building that I did P's whole album out of. I used a studio
Oh,
in that building, so I was in that building for a couple of years. So
okay, okay,
I
yeah,
am very very well abreast of the Bushwick Collective and that area. I spent a couple of years working out of there. I was just like, oh
yeah,
shit, it's right on the old block.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was telling wife. I said Joe used to be around here all the time.
Yeah,
So
it was right around. I was hyped too. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm definitely going. And then 4 o'clock in the morning happened, homie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was definitely lovely. You know, Ghostface. It was a bunch of people, man, performed. Nems. Shout out to Nem. Shout out to Mayhem. Mayhem was there.
I saw
That's
Ito was there.
Either, yeah, well, of course, that's we actually wrapping up the project together, me and Edo.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We performed together.
No, I know. I saw that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Ito, man, he's definitely a student of Havoc, man.
Well, it's funny because, I only listen to whatever I'm working on, right? Yeah, you muted yourself again.
Hmm.
I said I only listen to what I'm working on. You know me, I'm very myopic like
Yeah.
that. So I hadn't heard Ito until Twin sent me a song that he had with Ito, and I was just like, oh.
Ito and
I was like, yeah, he went in. He went in. I was pleasantly not surprised, but it was just like, okay, he could rap. He could rap. It's my first time. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with your audio. Yeah, you are jumping all over the place. Let's talk about some football once you get your shit together. I know Roger Harper will be popping in a second. That is for sure. Ah, man, come on, nice. I got something funny to play for you. It's going to be hilarious. Of all the weeks, there is no way I'm doing this one by myself. You are going to hear an insufferable Patriots fan tonight. That is for sure. All right, so there's literally not a single human being watching me right now, and I don't know where the fuck Nice went. So I'm gonna sit here and smoke this goddamn blunt until somebody pops in that I can entertain. What happened to Nice? As I'm looking at Nice and Ito on Instagram right now. Very fortuitous timing. Nice. There we go. I don't have to be by myself. Boy, we have got internet connectivity issues all over the map today. Yo, Kerry, what up? Oh, there he is. There he is. What up?
What up, Bill?
Yeah, Nice is on his literally driving to the studio, so he must have went through a tunnel or something because he disappeared on me.
Gotcha.
At least I know you're here for the long haul, so we can finally start talking about football and sports.
Prodigal son hath returned.
There is a lot of shit going on, homie. A lot of shit going on.
Yeah,
I know Roger Harper will be joining us. I already talked to him earlier, so we'll talk about other sports.
I'm away for a couple weeks and shit just starts going haywire.
Yeah, I know. You like that. So, I don't know if you checked out the Jake Paul, Tyrone Woodley fight.
So I didn't see it, but did Jake Paul win? Or he won?
Yeah, he won. The split decision thing was actually kind of odd to me because I like boxing. I really watch boxing. And...
Yeah.
Tyrone Woodley literally only hit him once the entire fucking 8 rounds. He hit him once. That wasn't a jab. One shot. He stood there like this. He never threw any shots. He just stood there.
Did he think he was back in the UFC?
You know, his stance was his legs were so wide and his hands were like this. He didn't transition to boxing enough. So Jake Paul, who though he's not an ultra experienced boxer, has spent the last couple years boxing.
Yeah.
Was just outpointing him. Back. Combo. Back. And just outpointed him. Tyrone Woodley won 1 round. It was 7-1.
So let me get this straight. It was a boxing expedition.
Yes.
And my man bone up on his boxing.
Yeah. Yeah. So he did catch him once though and sent him into the ropes, and had it not been for the ropes, he would have went into the crowd. It's funny because Jake Paul, and I know he's just playing with the media and everyone, said after it he's retired from boxing. And everyone's just like, well, he caught them hands once. No, he didn't. he did not even really catch a real one yet because Tyron Woodley actually caught him in the back of the head. He never really got tagged. Yak.
I'm gonna tell you the day Jake Paul really catches one on the chin, because we're gonna be talking about how long his hospital stint is.
Yeah.
That's the day he'll catch a real one. So, Floyd wasn't going to give him that because Floyd was giving the people a show. He wanted the money.
That was his older brother.
Oh.
Floyd.
That was the other one.
Yeah, Floyd fought his older brother. That was a straight-up exhibition.
Oh, I thought he fought Jake.
Nah, he fought Logan Paul.
For Logan Paul.
Jake Paul is actually a professional boxer. That's his 4th professional fight.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I will give him credit. He also was the promoter and put that undercard together. A very entertaining undercard, Kerry.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. So, you have to check out Montana Love. This motherfucker is ill. He beat the ever-living piss out of that Russian.
Montana Love, I'll be honest with you.
I never heard of him until that fight.
Daughter was a porn star.
It is a porn star. Not him,
What?
but there is a porn star named Montana Love.
Makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
So his story's hilarious because he already did he did like 3 years in prison early in his career. And it's since turned around, he's 17-0.
Hey, what's his face got them hands in prison too?
Hopkins.
B Hop. Yeah. But not Hopkins. Yeah.
So you just put in Montana Love. That fight, the highlights are going, yo, Kerry, he beat the shit out of this Russian. This Russian was a former world champion. And could really fucking swing. He beat the shit out of him. It wasn't even close. It looked like Floyd. Dude couldn't hit him. And when he did hit him, it would be like a body or a shoulder. But boy, you could hit them. You could hear that Russian just whack. But he never got a clean shot. And I'm telling you, he landed so many clean shots. Dude, I was impressed. I'm going to start watching this kid from now on because he really impressed me.
I might just call him Tanner, though. I ain't going to call this man Montana Love. I'm not. What up, Tanner? What up, Tan?
I'm just going to call him fucking Scarface. Like,
He's got Scarface. Okay, good. I got to see his face again.
Not just for the Montana thing. Anything with Montana is off of Scarface. I don't care. So, but you're right. We can't name him after him, especially since he's really fucking good, dude. He beat the shit out of that Russian. Like, he really, like that Russian. He might have to rethink boxing after that beating.
See, here's a misconception. Boxing has always had exhibitions. People think this exhibition shit is new. It's not. It's just that now, with all these social media people and these influence, whatever, it's such a circus now. You know what I mean?
But I will give him.
It's like Rocky Balboa
Thunderlips.
Thunderlips. Yeah, Thunderlips.
All right, so I'll give them credit though. They learned from their last one. There was not concerts in between fights.
Good.
There wasn't like 90 entourage members. They walked down by themselves.
Good.
Yeah. And the undercards were actual really good fights. Like, it was real boxing. Good. And so like it was a real boxing event.
Good.
They also sold out the Cleveland Cavs arena. There was over 16,000 people there.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I will tell you, from the opening bell of the first undercard, that place was absolutely electric.
Is that what they call that arena?
I don't remember either, but they sold it out, and they sold a bunch of pay-per-views, so good for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, so they learned from Floyd. Floyd knew to play the bad guy because everyone will pay to see you get knocked out. They just want to see you shut up and get knocked out, and it'll never happen.
They learned from Floyd, who Floyd learned from Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali learned from wrestlers.
Yeah, so excellent fights. And then the co-main event, it was a co-main event, was a female fight. And you got to give credit to the one chick who moved up to fight this chick, because the one girl who won Dude, she's like 42-1. Is considered the greatest female boxer ever. This other chick held her own, man. She went the distance with her. But
Wait,
her
the greatest female boxer ever, not named Layla Ali or not named Clarissa Shields.
dude, you gotta watch 41-1.
I get the record, but records don't really mean that much.
She got like no. You gotta watch her. She fights like
Okay.
it looked like a man boxing. She was so smooth and tight, and like everything was so precise. Her movement was perfect. Her footwork.
Because Layla Ali was a beast.
Hey,
Nobody was-
Clarissa Shields could really box too.
Clarissa Shields is a legit beast.
But this woman has been doing it for so long that she was doing it for like 25-0 before those two even started. Like she's been doing it forever. She also, since female boxers don't get paid, she also moonlights in the MMA, is undefeated in the MMA too. Dude, she could fight.
That's what Clarissa Shields is doing now. She's doing
And
MMA.
they said that she started doing MMA just to earn extra money because there's more money in MMA than there actually is in female boxing. But shout out for Jake Paul for putting the female boxers on as the co-card, and he put all Cleveland boxers on. He's very smart.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah. That's smart.
He's dumb, but he's smart.
Sure.
Like
Well,
when he talks, you're just like, God, he's so.
Floyd Mayweather never got a road. Will never be accused of being a Rhodes Scholar. But this cat, when it comes to getting his money, he's the pay-per-view king for a reason.
Well, I think Jake Paul understands social media better than anybody. Like, they understand how to utilize social media, even in the boxing world, to promote. And because they said, they were talking about it before the fight. They were like, yo, my kid traveled. One of the announcers was like, my kid traveled to this, and he doesn't watch boxing. He watches YouTube, though.
Okay, so which one was it? Was it Jake or Logan who was talking shit to the Bronze Bomber, and then Bronze Bomber pulled up?
That was another kid.
That was another kid.
That was a very infamous internet troll who said that he was a title holder, but like had a company. He paid for a company to make a belt for him, and he said he was undefeated. And like he was an incredible troll. And he was talking shit to Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder pulled up and almost killed him.
I loved it. Like if you're gonna talk it, be ready. Be ready.
And
because people will pull up.
And he did.
There are people out there who will still pull up.
It was funny though, because the kid was talking shit while Deontay was just fucking raining hell upon him.
I remember that. He was on his knees, and then he was like, "Hold up."
And he'd stand up and then talk shit, and then be like, "Hold on, time out." Incredible.
Ain't no time out. Yeah, he said time out.
Yeah, he said time out. There ain't no timeouts in boxing.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
So the one fight that I did not get to see on that card was apparently Pac-Man Jones was an early fight that they didn't televise, and he got beat.
Not surprising.
Well, nah, because Pac-Man is known to have them hands, but that
is different. You can add them hands, but are you a boxer?
Well, that's what I was about to say, and this is even from it was Charlie Zelenoff. Larry Bird, thanks, man. That's the kid's name, Zelenoff. You're right. He said Charlie Zelenoff, the GOAT. Yeah, he was the GOAT at internet trolling. The guy was amazing. He trolled his way into a sparring match with Deontay Wilder. Good for him.
Well, I mean, he was talking reckless. Now, you can't bring nobody. And you know Deontay Wilder's, daughter, special needs. You can't bring nobody. Listen.
Nope.
You talk about my people like that. Best believe we doing this in person.
All right, so the last real job I ever had, oh my God, this was like 02 or something, right? It was in Boston. It was 03. And I worked for State Street Bank doing all their like audio and shit for their meetings. Day one, literally, my first day, 10 o'clock in the morning, I walk in, the supervisor introduces me to the 3 team members. The one kid says, your accent, where are you from? I said West Virginia. He happened to be from VA. He made one joke carry. I hadn't been at work for 3 minutes. I looked at him and said, "We can go the fuck outside right now. I don't play that shit, homie." And my supervisor was like, "You just got here." I was like, "Yeah, I don't fucking care." So there's certain.
He said some slick shit.
Yeah, come on. You know all this fucking normal West Virginia shit. First of all, you can't do that with me, and you can't say nothing about my mom. It's on.
Oh yeah.
So with Deontay Wilder, like, you know, there's certain you can't say nothing about his past like that, and don't talk about his daughter. You're gonna get killed.
Better not unless you like. She is a saint, and I can't wait to see all the great things in life she's gonna do.
Yeah.
That's all you better say. Period.
You just don't talk about nobody's kids. Ever.
You don't talk about nobody's kids. Like back in the day, you know, they call a play in dozens. And your mama so this, your mama so that. I'm gonna tell you something. You got to know when you can dish it and take it. I knew it was not a game if someone said something about my mom. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about your mom. I would not talk about people's mothers. I was like, because I don't want them to think that I think it's cool. And then they say something about mine. And then it's like, now it's on and popping. I thought it was joking. Like, nah, it's no jokes. There's no jokes there.
Oh, yeah, in the firing squad in college, even when my mom was still on this physical plane, it was already known. As soon as I walked in, listen, man, don't say nothing about my fucking mom, dude.
That's it. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Anything else is off limits. You guys are my teammates. You could make fun of West Virginia because I'm gonna say some shit about where you're from. That's fine.
Exactly.
But if you're from Virginia and you're just talking that you're from across that imaginary line bullshit, it's on and popping. Day 1, 2, I didn't have nothing to lose. I hadn't even worked an hour yet. Yeah, let's go. Let's fight.
He was trying to little bro you. I get that.
And I knew it. I was like,
Yeah.
We can go outside right now, homie. So, yeah, Pac-Man Jones, even in WVU days, known as a knockout artist, would fight you in the club, in the parking lot after Elements, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's on.
He did give somebody the business at an airport.
Yeah, see?
I forgot what happened.
Yeah, some guy pulled up and started talking shit to him, and
yeah.
And
you step into that square, baby. It's a different situation.
He would also get busy on the field. Pac-Man would throw them hands at somebody.
Oh, Pac-Man was nice. He just was silly. But he was nice.
Yeah.
His talent was unquestioned. He was just silly.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, overall, the overall scope of boxing, not good. Because the main event is a non-boxer fighting a non-boxer again. So all boxers are just like, oh, come on, can we get some real boxing?
But okay. So when real boxers say that, put together some fucking matches that we care about.
All right, so in that,
You know what I'm saying?
the big fights we can blame promoters because there are fighters who's like, hell yeah, I want to fight that guy, but we just can't make it happen. But you also have to look at some of these fighters who are world titleists and whatnot. You guys can't sell out an arena.
Yeah.
This kid can, so like whatever, he's going to get on TV because people are making money off of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we also have to consider who our champs are. Like champs back in the day, they were in the stretch caddies with fur coats. I mean, they were like in these streets. They were, they were amongst the people.
So I mean,
love them, I hate them. They drew crowds. Like Mike Tyson had a damn tiger.
So Tyson Fury selling out everywhere, guaranteed. Huge.
Europe does come out for its boxers, big time. London represents. Mexico represents.
I was just about to say Canelo selling out everywhere. Huge pay-per-view draw.
Represents.
Floyd's gone, so that's a huge one gone also.
So, like, who do we have? We have Bud. We have.
So you got Spence if his retina surgery works out and he has a career left.
And off for so long.
And then you have Crawford who is selling a lot of.
Bud Crawford, but then like he doesn't fight as often.
So and then Pacquiao's now done.
I say Pacquiao, people will still go pay 85-year-old Pacquiao to see him.
He shouldn't fight no more after that one though.
He should not. He shouldn't have fought after 3 years ago.
He shouldn't have fought. He shouldn't have fought anymore with Marquez.
That was it.
When he actually killed him for a few minutes and they had to bring him back to life, he should have quit right there.
After waking up when Marquez murdered him for the world to see, and Pacquiao came back to life, he should have said, "This is my new lease. I'm just gonna go run the Philippines and sing karaoke. That's it.
You know, that's still the hardest hit I think I've ever seen someone eat.
By far in a boxing ring, I've never seen anyone get knocked out like that.
Look at this guy.
There he is.
Oh yeah, Larry Bird, Gervonta Davis. He's
Yeah, Gervonta Davis. Oh, who almost was in a little mini plane crash. That's crazy.
plane crash, and he just forfeited his title that he had.
Why did he do that again?
So he can go fight somebody that he couldn't get. See, that's boxing for you.
And there's a million titles now, so it's like
He literally had to just be like, whatever, fuck that title. I'll just go win another one. Like, fuck it.
yeah, I like Gervonta Davis a lot.
Well,
I
mean, if you're a knockout artist,
sell out arenas.
that's what I'm saying. But if you've got heavy hands and you knock people down, you are going to sell tickets, and he does because he knocks people down.
More people have to know about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so that's what I'm saying, Kerry. That's why I give credit to Jake Paul about exposing Montana Love to the world. I had no idea about this guy. Nice. Did you watch that fight? No, the 2 fights before it, Montana Love and that Russian dude, Ivan, whatever it was. Dude, Montana Love literally beat the life out of that guy. Like, his wife was crying, holding the Russian, crying in the ring afterwards. They know his career. He beat the shit out of him for real. Like, he really beat on him. They said, though, he knocked him out 3 times before he actually went down. Because he's a Russian, and those Russians are like Mexican fighters. You got to hit him you got to knock him out at least twice before they actually go down.
Let's break you.
Dude.
You got protection. Don't hit the head. That's the hard.
Nice. Just go look up the Montana Love fight. You're going to like this dude. There's a lot of Floyd in this guy. He moves extremely well. He doesn't get hit. And his counter punches, he had so many clean shots to that dude's face. Like, it was extremely impressive. Yeah, extremely impressive. And that fight right there just put him on the map. His next fight's going to be a fucking big one. It's going to be he's 17-0. And he just literally killed a former world champion Russian. His career, it has to be over.
So what weight class are we talking about?
140.
Okay, 140. Okay. Trying to think who's in 140.
Taylor and I think Tank might be at 140. So you got 2 world titles. So you got 2 of them to go for, and then at 140 he could also move up that 1 or down 1.
You have to move up.
Impressive though. He literally had a chance to put himself on the map, and he literally took advantage. He beat the fuck out of that guy. It was so one-sided. It was like, oh goddamn. Speaking of one-sided, did you guys see the high school football game that ESPN got conned into airing? This is an incredible story.
It was it like 70 something to 0 or something like that?
68-0.
68-0. I only caught the score at the end, and I was like, what game is this? And I think the team that was up was still trying to score.
All right, so this is what happened. This is incredible that this happened. So IMG Academy is #1 team in the country, right?
They're to just send athletes to college, and
that's their whole goal, right? They got suckered into going on national television against a team that didn't actually exist. They put that team together as a hustle to get this ESPN check. It was an online charter school that didn't even have a football team. So, Kerry, it gets better. It gets better. The head coach currently has warrants out for fraud before the game even happened. Was on the run for fraud charges and coached in this game on ESPN, right? Oh, it gets better. Not a single player on that other team was actually in high school. They were all JUCO dropouts who had already graduated high school.
And they got punished like that.
It gets better. they actually played a real game 2 days before that one against the number 1 team in the country. Dude, you can't make this shit up. And ESPN got suckered into airing this. Like they.
Who's doing the due diligence over there at ESPN?
So ESPN blamed the booking company because they said that they have this booking company that handles all of their high school matchups and booking and like. Because it makes sense because like how's ESPN going to handle the high school level too? But
a couple somebodies don't got a job today.
Garrett, this is so goddamn funny because everybody who saw it's just like, yo, what's going on? This is like a college team versus people from the stands. They're like destroying them right now, and so what the guys did is they put together like these highlight videos and all these like press packets for these players, and said that they had several D1 recruits that were being watched on their team. And the thing is, when they were in high school, they might have gotten some D1 attention, but they ended up going to JUCOs. So it's like they had D1 attention like 2 years ago, possibly.
Yeah.
Hilarious story, man.
Yo, so how much did they have to pay the players to do this?
And so you're talking that these players are at least 2 years, maybe even 3 years older than these high schoolers and got mollywopped. Didn't even put points on the board.
68 nothing.
Tell him.
And they were, all of them, every single one of them was like 19 to 21 years old.
That is a disgrace.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious that they actually played another game 2 days before you could play the number 1 team in the fucking world. Like,
I wonder if they scored in that one at least.
I don't know, but this is how far ESPN has fallen off the map, dude.
Yeah,
That this happened.
It's real bad, man.
It's terrible.
A lot of bad things happening over there, man. They
got rid of a lot of good people.
Rachel Nichols just lost her job over there.
She did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rachel.
I was wondering if that happened. Okay.
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay, so what finally happened that she lost it? It took Maria Taylor. What finally did it?
No, they just basically removed her from all shows, all NBA coverage, which is all she does is NBA. So,
Right.
And now she basically can only go to like Fox Sports or whatever. She doesn't have many other options. But yeah, that Roger Harper, what up, homie? But yeah, she's done.
They didn't renew her.
They didn't renew her, and also Max Kellerman's off of his First Take or whatever debate show he's on. Max Kellerman's been moved off of that.
Yeah, they said he was going to probably do his own thing, focus more on radio.
No, they're saying that because everyone hates Max Kellerman. It was a terrible pairing to have him on there. He was horrible.
Yeah, but Stephen A. is, come on now.
I mean, Stephen A. does what Stephen A. does. He's that guy that you want to argue with in the bar who's saying dumb shit. That's his role.
Yeah.
It makes you want to watch so you can be like, I hate this guy. He's so dumb. I'm so smart.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But so Max Kellerman will be most famous for saying Tom Brady fell off the cliff.
Yeah, that was a bad take.
Tom Brady has won 4 Super Bowls since he said that. 4.
Bad take.
4.
Max needs to stick to boxing, man. He needs to stick to boxing. He does well at that.
Great at boxing.
All right, so Roger Harper's here. Roger Harper, what up? You got the 12K camera going on now. I like it.
I watched Kerry do it several times. I figured it out.
Nice. Yo, so now that we're all here, we can talk about football. Preseason is officially over. A lot of roster cuts. A lot of things happening. None bigger than this. You see the look on my face. You know why I'm happy. You know what's happening in New England.
Oh yeah. Cam Newton got the chop.
Somebody hit me up the other day to ask me what I thought about the Cam Mack situation, and I said that Mack will take over sooner than later, and he'll definitely be playing more snaps than Cam for the Patriots. I thought they would at least get a few too. I didn't think they would just cut. I mean, I knew Mack was going to get more. If Mack was going to get his job sooner than later. I was just watching him. watching this kid, the way he steps up in the pocket, like his pocket maneuverability is great. Like he really knows how to slide up in there, and he delivers accurate passes. And Cam pretty much sealed his fate when he missed a week of practice.
That had a lot to do with it. That definitely had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um,
My first thought was maybe Houston or maybe Miami.
or Denver.
They like Teddy Bridge. I get what you're saying.
Or the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I said Minnesota, but I started thinking about it. Mike Zimmer already hates Kirk Cousins for not getting the jab. He's gonna have another quarterback that doesn't have the jab on his roster. I don't know.
No, so that's one thing, but I just saw that they're basically run game oriented. Their offense is, and I know that they're not happy with Kirk Cousins overall there. And you also know, Kerry, if Cam comes into that locker room, he's the alpha.
He's taking over immediately.
Well, I played for Zimmer, man. I know him as a coach. I don't think he has the patience for to wait it out for Cam Newton to be the backup quarterback. I don't know if he has the patience for that. To be honest.
I would say Houston would be really good. Houston would be a really good fit
And
for
also,
him.
Houston has the best thing for Cam, Tyrod Taylor. We already know how that works out.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, that's exactly. Somebody on his team should tell him, listen, Tyrod's going to get hurt, and you're going to have an MVP level season.
Absolutely.
It's just your team is going to be terrible.
Really have nothing to lose in Houston. Nothing.
Except 17 football games because their football team is terrible.
Right. But I mean, you give them a highlight, they will hold on to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right, they will be hyped in H-Town for Cam.
Yeah, man. I think that would be the best place for him. That's the best place for him, man. I really think that would be the best place for him.
I mean, I think you would have to go somewhere where there's a veteran QB. You can't go somewhere where somebody's young because you can't risk his personality dominating the young QBs in the locker room.
Well, the only other place I thought of was Atlanta, because obviously that's where he's from, all that. You got Matt Ryan already there. And, how much longer will Matt Ryan play? And if you could squeeze, if Matt Ryan retires in the next 2 years, say, and Cam is still there, he could be the bridge to whoever you bring in.
And you also have to factor in, I think Cam probably fits in Atlanta pretty well, socially.
Yeah, socially he would be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Atlanta was one of my. I was like, he could.
Yeah, he could wear every single weird outfit he wants, and he'll be normal.
Yep.
And then also, I mean, Atlanta doesn't have a real backup, so
this is true.
If he's going to be that cheap, why not?
Seattle's a possibility, just because he kind of could do a little bit of the things that Russ does. You could think like Arizona, but he's too big of a personality.
No?
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't you have Geno Smith? They got nicest man Geno Smith backing up Russell. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's not my man.
What do you mean? There's gonna be no room for Cam Newton. They got Geno Smith.
Yeah, I like Geno Smith.
Cam will knock Geno out just like that linebacker did, and then he's out of there.
Yeah, Geno.
Geno was about to have an MVP year that year too. He just got knocked out.
Roger, let me ask you something. As our resident NFL player, what would somebody have to say to the quarterback that he feels it's okay to knock the starting quarterback out? How far would the quarterback had to have pushed it to somebody be like, I don't give a fuck if you are the starting quarterback?
Oh, that's a tough question, man. Shit.
Yeah, they said he owed them money.
He owed him money because he didn't show up to the linebackers camp. And so then because he didn't show up, all these kids went expecting to see the starting quarterback for the Jets, Geno Smith. And this was a younger linebacker, and he's trying to get, his camp going.
Yeah.
Fuck him, didn't show up. So the dude was like, yo, I had to, pay this money back. You owe me money. And Geno was like, starting quarterback of the team, you may not even make the team.
Yeah.
You got his jaw tapped.
For real tapped. Like broken.
You think I'm from somewhere? Oh, watch.
I mean, the whole Geno Smith thing, as soon as it happened for the Jets, literally, I had to hit Nice and tell him, do not get excited. Do not get excited about this one. And he was just like, nah, Geno, God. I was like, don't. You're only setting yourself up for a 5-interception game because it's going to happen. And that's what he does. He throws picks.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched it happen for 4 years at WVU. I saw it for 4 fucking years. Just pick. And then a lot of empty numbers. But, Nice, I'll give Nice credit, man. It didn't matter. All 87 quarterbacks that the Jets have drafted over the last 10 years, Nice has been hyped over every single one of them.
Yeah, guys too, man. You gotta big up your team. But this one is for real though.
How'd you feel about Glenn Foley?
Anything, it was an upgrade over who was already there. That's the thing. Whoever they had played at the time, it's an upgrade.
Yeah. It's all good. We got Zach now, so it's all right.
Zach now.
They got Zach Morris Wilson at QB.
Zach Morris Wilson, man.
You motherfuckers better hope you got AC Slater on the team somewhere. You guys are going nowhere, son.
Or that you don't lose him to his Mormon sabbatical. Don't he got to take a walk, like a 2-3 year walk somewhere? Help some villages out?
Well, that you also have to watch out for his mom. His mom is very active on social media, and it's hilarious because she says she does not want these hooers around her son. And that's how she said it. Hooers.
Okay.
There's going to be lots of hooers in New York and in the NFL, and she doesn't like it.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
You can't do that. This is a New York quarterback. You can't do that to him.
She will be able to go to no home games.
None.
It's going to be... It's going to be Rap City. She better stay at the hotel. She better not come to no games.
Zach Wilson just better not go to the meatpacking district on a Saturday night, man. He better just stick to football and not see none of this New York nightlife, man, or it's a wrap for him.
It turned out.
Tell him, Nice, he better not go out, man.
Nah, he gonna hit Chelsea up. He's gonna be around, strutting around.
All of a sudden, you're going to see Tyson in the background of his fucking Instagram post, and it's over, Nice.
Damn.
Nice, I can't hear you, God.
Slumped in front of
Zach ain't doing all of that though. He focused right now.
Yeah, until them hooers come around.
Right.
Yeah, nah. It don't seem to faze him, man. He was at a party with his laptop watching film at a party. Literally.
That's what he wanted everyone to think. Really, he was on a Zoom call with Kelly Kapowski.
Let me tell you something. Utah, son. He's been in Utah the majority of his life. New York is gonna get to him.
Nah. You gotta worry about Daniel Jones, man. You gotta worry about him.
We'll talk about. Hey. We'll talk about that when I send you another link.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Now, I understand, nice. I get it. Because y'all don't really have a backup quarterback. You have no backup plan. So you need Dak to be focused. I get that. I understand that.
All right, we'll talk about that in 45 seconds. All right, let me add up the new meeting and go into my blunt timing is off, y'all. My blunt timing is off. I gotta pay for Zoom before week 1 starts because we can't be doing this break time shit when it's real football season. Benjamin, what up, man? Yo, Larry Bird, what up? Yo, Max used to rap, man. That hilarious shit. The golf shirt matches the headphones today. I am going to be a insufferable Patriots fan this year, just because it's going to be funny. Kal-El, what up? James, what up? Roger Harper and his 12K video got you today, Kerry. Look.
Yeah, no, I'll peep that.
Yo, Roger Harper, I feel like I'm in a virtual reality with you right now. That shit is ill.
I was watching Kerry do that shit. I had to figure out what he was doing, man. That shit all right.
Yeah, that shit is dope. Yeah, man, I would also play a lot of songs from Return of the Mac, but I will spare you guys until week 1 of the season because I am going to be insufferable. It's going to be hilarious. All Patriots fans are fucking assholes. It's interesting because Josh Allen looks like an MVP right now. Buffalo's offense is absolutely fucking humming. Emmanuel Sanders fits really well in there, so they are going to
healthy. Yeah, looking like he's going to be healthy. I think this is just a better fit for him anyway.
It is.
It was so Michael Thomas centric, and then when Michael Thomas was out, they didn't know who to throw the ball to because they were so focused on. They just went to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
So it just shows you it's like, but that's what the Saints done. It was Colston for a while, then it was somebody else, then it was Michael Thomas. They just do this one wide receiver thing.
Well, also it's the same type too, because Colston and Michael Thomas were both the same type. Colston wasn't getting down the field. He just was a lot of volume catches, a lot of them. So that's going to be interesting. So let me ask you something. These coaches and these teams have seen these players in camp and practice. We haven't. We get to see a couple plays in preseason games, but we haven't seen what's really going on. So Mac played well on the field, but I believe that the reason that that Cam got cut is because that entire Patriots team instantly just gravitated towards Mac Jones. Like, even with Cam's huge personality, all of them were like, yo, Mac's fucking dope, man. He can really play. This guy, he already knows the offense. Like, he learned this playbook super quick, and he just fits in here. So a lot of the veterans were giving him a lot of praise, not only about his performance in practice, but in the preseason. Like, he could really, really fucking play. Mm-hmm. And with Cam doing his Roni shuffle, skirting all the protocols, and then having to miss 5 days, and Mac having that opportunity, and he just Tom Brady'd him.
Mm-hmm.
He Wally pipped him, Roger Harper. He just took his job.
Yep, he sure did. Like you said, he on the Roni Rowe, he thought he could just come back.
And that was crazy because Cam was playing well in the preseason.
Uh-huh.
He was actually playing well. He was healthy again, so he really did this to himself.
Yep. And then didn't want to get the shot neither. Didn't want to get and all that. Just going against the grain.
So, I mean, that's really going to be tough for him to catch on somewhere. You know, I think you're going to have to see an injury happen before Cam catches on somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I think you know what might work, because the personality of the coaching staff is so dominant, and they're already established like mega stars on that team, is possibly Tennessee. Because if Tannehill goes down, you can just run the ball all goddamn day with that team then.
Yeah, Tennessee is another great stopping place for him to go, because their backup situation ain't nothing anyway.
They don't have one really, and if something happens to him, they literally, you got Julio and Jones to block on the outside, and then you got this monster back here. Just run the ball all day long.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a problem with Cam. I mean, his arm isn't what it used to be for sure. So I need to get with a team that can run the ball.
Yeah, nice Tennessee possible landing spot for Cam, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, but they really like Tannehill though, because he fits their system.
It's not about starting; it's about have to accept that you are now a backup, Cam. So I think Tennessee, because if Tannehill does happen to get injured or misses some time because of the roadie or something, then you could put Cam in and just run the ball the whole time until Tannehill gets back.
Yeah.
And then also you have your receivers are so physical that you can throw all these short routes.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to beast people. They're just going to get in front of people and catch them and make something happen anyway. So Cam could fit there.
Yeah.
You don't have to have him do too much.
Yeah, that's a good fit.
And then also you think if Cam's your quarterback, teams are going to completely stack the box.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to want to try to force Cam to beat you with his arm.
Yeah.
So then you're leaving these two monsters out here one-on-one, and they're just going to beat somebody. He's just going to look at whoever's got the better matchup and just throw it at him. It would really work there. I didn't think about that before, but that's a good spot.
Yeah, it's definitely a good spot.
He just has to know that he's now a number two. There's not a team in the NFL that's going to start him if that's their option. There's not one single team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this was like the last shot for him, and, you know, it didn't happen. So you got beat out by a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? A rookie quarterback beat you out, so it's pretty much over.
It just so happens that you know, the hoodie and his dark magic happened to get the one rookie quarterback that fit that team literally perfect.
Yeah. It fits them.
So you have to give Cam some credit. By going 7-9 last season and winning some games, you don't end up with the number 3 pick and picking one of these other quarterbacks. You end up at 15 and having Mac Jones, the perfect guy for your system, literally just fall to you. So Cam did have his role in this Patriots system. It was such a short one. I just don't know if he's got another role left in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now he's going to accept a backup role, and I don't see it right now.
Yeah, that's the only role he's going to get. And he going to have to accept it. It's either that or he's out the league. Because like you said, it's really nobody that's going to start Cam at this point after this scenario that happened right here.
I mean, somebody was saying earlier today Pittsburgh might be a fit, but no, it's not. You can't have Cam and Juju on the same team.
Nah. And he don't have the arm strength for these receivers.
Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have the arm strength for those receivers.
Yeah, exactly. This is why they're just doing it because
Atkins does though.
Dewey, hey yo, he made the 53-man roster.
He did.
Yeah,
he did make it.
Yeah. I mean, who else was gonna make it quarterback wise besides him? You know, he was like second best option. They hate
Mason Rudolph anyway, so
And then you still got Joshua Dobbs, who.
Yeah, nah.
I can see him switching to wide receiver at some point in his career.
I was about to say he kind of reminds me of Charlie Batch, but like a slimmer, more athletic Charlie Batch.
What's that one? Joe? What was Joe something? That played for Minnesota. He was a quarterback.
Oh, Joe Webb.
Joe Webb. He kind of reminds me of Joe Webb, where he could be like, I'll go play wide receiver, and then if I can play quarterback again, I'll go do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So the other big thing that happened, and this is big, and this has been I'll give credit to the training staffs in the NFL through this preseason. Not a whole lot of big injuries in this preseason at all.
Mm-hmm.
One huge one though. J.K. Dobbins done for the year.
Dobbins done for the year. Yeah.
And they let Ingram go, so because he was the feature back now. So now, what does Baltimore do? Because Gus Edwards is not going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
J.K. Dobbins is out, and Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
He's going to miss some time. So now we're going to be seeing the same Baltimore Ravens offense as we've been seeing in the preseason.
Same Ravens offense.
So you're going to look for the tight end to get busy a lot. Whatever.
Oh, they bracket Andrews. They just bracket him.
Yeah.
All they do is bracket him, and they dare Hollywood Brown and the other receiver to beat them.
So what's the answer?
Well, I mean, they do have Sammy Watkins, but
Not Sammy.
He's injury prone though.
He's a possession receiver.
At this point, Sammy Watkins' tie is untied, and he's doing his last hits on the Sammy Watkins. Everybody, he's about to drop the mic.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, Le'Veon Bell is still out there, but that doesn't. He's not really Baltimore's type of running back. He's so unique with his style of running back. You have to have a team fit for him.
I mean, I really got to know what really was it in Pittsburgh, because this dude was on pace to be a Hall of Fame. Like he was like that dude.
Yeah.
All he had to stay healthy. He was on a great trajectory, and then we're questioning. He's not even on a roster right now.
Well, he wanted to smoke weed and hang out with Snoop and make rap albums.
So, I mean, we're talking about a guy especially at the running back position, you just don't come right back and pick up, and then just you can't just Josh McCown that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching school. Wow, I guess I'll help the Bears out. I'll help Philly out a little bit. You know
what? It kind of reminds me of, Kerry, it's a little bit like LaShawn McCoy's arc. Okay, it was just like.
But Shady kept playing though.
That's why I said a little bit. Like you had this Hall of Fame trajectory, and then Shady fell off of that line. Le'Veon Bell for the first few years was like, he's so unique and different, and he puts up such big numbers. He's going to end up as an all-time great.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. What the hell happened in Pittsburgh that he had to leave? Y'all making it to the playoffs every single year. What is going on?
With a stacked roster, and at that time, a very, very good offensive line.
I just don't get it. And now you floating.
Yeah, because
now you floating.
He took a year off, and then he dropped a lot of weight, so he didn't have the weight that he had when he was in Pittsburgh. That played a major role.
He also went into bad
in his run game.
Bad fits. That Jets fit, he didn't. You can't have him be the focal point. He wasn't the focal point in Pittsburgh. They were a vertical team, and he was able to skirt through the middle and do his thing on his own.
Yeah, and
right.
He had weight also.
He also had a really good offensive line, especially Pouncey in the middle and whatnot. Right, so he goes to the Jets after missing a year, and then he is the focal point on what was not a good team at all.
They had no line, no QB.
And then he ends up in Kansas City, and the running game is really just to kind of give the wide receivers a break for a second in Kansas City.
And that running game is quick hitters.
That's
Williams through the hole. Clyde Edwards-Helaire through the hole.
That's what I said, Kerry.
Not his game.
That's what I said. He ended up in bad fits. He's a very specific. He would have. It would have been weird to try to get him to fit into Shanahan's zone blocking scheme, but the way that he waits instead of the cut and move that weight.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco would possibly work with him. Denver would have been good because they were always looking for running backs up there. He just went to the wrong spots.
Washington would have been good for him.
The major thing is they took his marijuana. Marijuana was part of his thing, and
They Ricky Williams them.
yeah, basically, and that kind of messed with his psyche a little bit.
I mean, out of all the things to take away, we really,
I mean, that was his thing.
yeah.
So that's a big hit for Baltimore. Who else is left besides Le'Veon Bell? There's got to be somebody else, running back wise, is still sitting that hasn't signed yet, veteran wise.
Well, I mean, Devontae Freeman just got cut.
Todd Gurley's still available.
Yeah, Gurley.
So Shady McCoy.
I think Shady would be a fit because you're going to need your running back to catch passes from Lamar because they don't have a whole lot else. You have to contribute in the passing game. And Shady has great hands.
Yeah, he do. He definitely do.
I don't know if anyone has picked up Wayne Gallman yet, but if not, I would definitely.
I believe he did get picked up. We talked about that when we were going through the rosters.
I would have to say that he did
he did because I mentioned about how we were using him in the fantasy in the back end of the season because he was so productive and so cheap.
Another huge loss though. Cam Akers. They had big plans for Cam Akers in LA, and so is Sony Michel going to be enough, or could Le'Veon possibly go to LA?
Le'Veon would have been a better fit because I watched Sony Michel for a couple years, and he was okay, but he is literally straightforward for 4 yards.
Yeah,
right.
That's all you're getting. And his stride was so short, even if he did have a hole to break it, he was not getting out of it.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm the Rams, I'll take a look at Le'Veon.
Yeah, I would. It fits because they have Matthew now. They're going to be throwing it.
Yeah.
They're going to be throwing it. So
and he can catch. He can catch out he's a better receiver out the backfield than Tommy Michel.
Yeah, he's
Henderson.
He's actually a really good receiver.
He could have actually been a receiver. Yeah,
well, Kerry, that goes to show you that their plans for their running game are running. Because you have Henderson and then you go get Sony Michel to replace Cam Akers. And Cam Akers was a runner. He's not really out the backfield type of running back anyway. So you kind of got an idea what they're that's Sean McVay anyway. They run forward with that running game because it's all play action based off of that. Right? So it kind of makes sense.
But when you had a talent like Todd Gurley, who McVay also coached, I mean, Le'Veon Bell makes a lot of sense.
Of course it does. Of course it does. You might think that maybe Gurley could go back to LA if it was super cheap, like $1 million or whatever. But since he doesn't, that goes to show you that they know. Now he's done. I don't know what.
Yeah, whatever that last injury that happened when they did make it to the Super Bowl, where they had to get a cat who didn't play the entire season to come in for the last 2-3 games. Whatever that was, they said that he can never come back. And so they let him walk. Yeah. And this guy was like offensive MVP of the league and putting up crazy numbers, video game numbers. You don't let a guy walk that early in his career unless you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Cowboys cut two. I texted you earlier. They cut two of their backups. They cut DiNucci and Gilbert. So that's why I said Cam possibly there because they got rid of all their backups.
I was surprised that they cut Gilbert and kept the other kid,
Rush. I've never even heard of this other guy.
I was like, that's odd, because Gilbert has more experience, and I don't know, he fits it better.
This goes to back to what I was saying earlier. We don't know what's happening in practice. Right. Looks like Rush might have outplayed these two clearly.
Yeah,
clearly.
Oh, DiNucci, I mean.
Hey, DiNucci.
Yeah, I'll get give me 2 slices of Sicilian.
Yeah, let's go to Let's go to DiNucci's for a slice real quick.
Throw some extra mozzarella on that bum.
So once again, this has happened, Kerry. Irv Smith is out for an extended
I
period.
know. This guy, every single year, we're like, next year, Irv Smith.
Irv Smith.
That's
So-
his name. Next year, Irv Smith.
Next year, Irv Smith. So, nice. This ties into your squad because to fill that void, they have traded probably, I don't know what picks are, but they just traded for your tight end,
Yeah, Chris Herndon.
Chris Herndon. So,
Mm-hmm. Chris Herndon just wasn't fitting. So,
No,
and he got some talent, man. He got some talent, but he just wasn't fitting what they were
And
doing.
your coach has been chilling with Kittle and even Jordan Reed. You think
Mhm.
you're gonna want to roll with Herndon? No, thank you. No, thank you.
And Croft clearly outplayed him, so
Yeah,
they got rid of him.
he's a better. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean,
I-
the
I'll
whole.
see how Corey Davis is playing. And we haven't even seen that much of Elijah Moore yet, but Corey Davis is
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, now he's got a chance to like go be the guy.
Yeah.
I was like,
now
okay,
he's-
Corey Davis. I see you.
And Elijah Moore, they just keep raving about him.
Don't you guys?
They-
Don't you guys still have Crowder?
Yeah, Crowder.
Yeah, they still have Crowder too. Who
Yeah,
now?
for about 7-8 games.
No, but Crowder is a very solid number 3.
Yeah.
Like 7 or 8 games.
We got Denzel Mims, and we got Keenan
Like-
Cole too. Keenan Cole. Is
I like Keenan Cole a lot. That's Keenan Cole's secret to you, sir. Yeah.
Very, very underrated.
Well,
Yeah.
no, he was part of that my favorite wide receiver room that nobody was going to talk about last year
No,
in
Yeah.
Jacksonville,
no, Cole. I rocks with Cole.
and he can return punts.
Yeah.
So, the Vikes cut Everson Griffin.
Yeah.
It was kind of like time.
It is,
Mhm.
but so they're going to try to bring him back on a different deal.
Right.
But
Yeah.
this gives the opportunity for another team to be like, oh, Everson Griffin is available. Let me go grab him, and
Yep.
Sure.
you know,
Sure.
so you could possibly see him move to somebody else, which would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if
Kansas City should go grab this
I'm
guy.
about to say, if I'm Kansas City, I'm looking at every defender that's. Wait, who'd you cut? Yeah, they can come here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kansas City could use him.
I mean,
Yeah.
Cleveland doesn't have any room for any more people, so you can't.
Nah, Cleveland is
They
completely
3-4 deep in
stacked.
their position.
They're completely stacked. They don't need
Oh, yeah.
nobody
They're
else. They
ridiculous.
just need to build chemistry now. That's just it right now.
So Desmond Trufant is still in the league, but he was just cut by the Bears. He didn't make their final roster, so you will see him probably get picked up by somebody that needs a veteran quarter somewhere.
Yep.
And so did Calvin Ridley's younger brother, Riley Ridley.
Yeah, Riley Ridley.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
He's a good young talent, though. He could end up somewhere, though.
L.A.
San Diego.
No,
perhaps.
Vegas.
Vegas. Oh yeah, maybe.
I can see him go to Vegas.
San Diego. I mean,
Well, I said L.A., dude.
I mean,
Not the Rams. I meant Vegas. I meant the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
I didn't even say Oakland. I went old school. L.A., man. So Malcolm Butler is on the reserve/retired list. I think he's called it a career.
No, okay. Okay, he had a good one.
I mean,
Definitely had a good one.
he had an infamous career.
yeah, I would say he had a mercurial career.
He had a very infamous career because he has a moment that will literally go until the NFL doesn't exist anymore. Like,
And then also another moment where that same guy who had Super Bowl heroics gets sat on the bench for a whole nother Super Bowl.
while you watch a backup quarterback dice you up and down the field, you kept him there. So it's a very, very he needs a movie. That guy needs a Lifetime series or a movie about
That's
his
why I say mercurial.
run. But he will live in infamy because he has one of the most famous plays in football history.
Yeah,
You can't tell the story without including Malcolm Butler. Can't do it.
No doubt.
Yeah, he won't make any Ring of Honor because he wasn't on any team long enough.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
funny because so he makes a miracle Super Bowl winning play. The next season, because of that, he gets a Pro Bowl nod.
Mm-hmm.
He played pretty well. He played well, but
Pretty well, and they tested him a lot too.
they tested him a lot. So
he played pretty well.
I don't think he played as one of the best corners in the league, though.
Right.
But that notoriety from that play, people now know that name, Malcolm Butler. Oh shit, yeah, I know that guy. And then he got a pretty solid deal from Tennessee, but he just never played well there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like at that level, he was
Right.
never that level, especially to command that type of money.
Well, also, where they're looking at him for his individual skill, can you lock this guy so that this guy can do that over there? Where in New England, as we've seen with a lot of New England defenders, that scheme is really where they succeed, but they go someplace else and then they disappear.
Well, with New England, nice. So now a lot of other teams do this, but New England literally pioneered this. So Malcolm Butler was going to cover the number 2 guy. He never had to cover the number 1. He was on the number 2 guy with help.
With help, yeah.
You know, so and then they had had Stephon Gilmore, and then they just and then you have McCourty behind you, who you have all pro help.
Who's going to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, you have help. He was in a really good situation there. Who knows what the fuck happened? I hope that now that he's retired, I hope he tells the story of what the fuck, at least his side of what
Serious.
happened.
Or like, what if he just ends up in Tampa? Like, what if he just calls Tom up and is like, listen, remember that bullshit that happened to me? Like, you know, if I was in the game, we would have won that shit, right? You didn't even throw no picks. Like, let's talk. I'm coming down to Tampa. What's up?
Yeah, how do you throw for 550 yards, no interceptions, not punt once, and still lose? That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
incredible.
I'm calling TB12 immediate.
Yo, TB12 will actually call him.
Right?
Mhm.
He's like, yo,
I'm saying,
back.
well, I'm just saying, also depending on what that relationship was, what was going on. Like, 'cause
Mhm.
Tom won't mess with him, then I'm like, oh, okay.
He'll be like, yo, Malcolm, it's like 85 degrees down here, son.
Mhm. Malcolm
You love
Butler.
practicing outside out here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, man. Like, that New England shit, because if it's 4 feet of snow, they're outside practicing. They don't give a fuck. Indoor facility or not, we're not using it. I don't care. It had to be
Yeah.
miserable. Absolutely miserable.
Yeah, Gronk said it the best. It wasn't fun. Wasn't fun playing football for the Patriots. It's all business. It's no fun.
I mean, he could say that now that he's got like fucking 3 rigs and shit.
I'm about to say he got some chips on his belt. You know, he's got some
Yeah,
endorsements.
yeah. But of
He
course
got a lot of notoriety playing for
he
that
got
squad.
the
So
skill. He can
It wasn't
actually
all bad
have
for him.
fun out there. He can actually
Well,
drink as many beers. And
You know
buy
what?
other
I'm going to call cap on that one. I'm using a modern day term because Gronk was the one Patriot who was allowed to be himself. They
Yeah.
never
True.
filtered him ever.
that's true.
So dude, he was bagging porn stars, fucking getting drunk, shirtless, in the Boston streets and shit. Like he was allowed to do whatever because he was Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
You have to let him do that.
Picking up Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, this guy's nuts.
Yeah, he was nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. But you have to let him do that, or he won't produce on the field if he doesn't get that out of his system out there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was literally the one guy because that's how talented he was. You know what, Kerry? It was Lawrence Taylor all over again. Because the hoodie let Lawrence do, hey, you want to smoke crack with hookers and whatnot before the game? Go ahead.
Well, it was a hoodie, but it was Bill Parcells, and it was Tagliabue. Thanks, Tagliabue.
Thanks, Tags.
My favorite commissioner. Yeah, he was like, yeah, nah, you're the stud of the league. What do you talk about? Suspend? No.
Cocaine. What?
Just revive and show up on Sunday.
Yo, Tags probably hit him like, yo, you got that fish scale, homie? What's up?
But realize this, not too much longer after LT retired, Tagliabue was done.
Yeah, exactly.
He was done. He was like, I'm finished.
I'm good.
I don't have to look out for anybody else.
No, I'm good.
I
No,
know
but
that.
it's the same scenario. You had to let LT, so talented, you just kind of, whatever, he just let him do it. It's all right. So my freshman year in college, our running back was an absolute fucking monster. Like, monster. Mercurial is an understatement. You kind of just had to let him do whatever it is that he did. And I'm talking like, all right, I've always spoken of the 40-yard inclined plane that if you dropped the punt, you had to run 10 of those in college. In his uniform, while we're warming up and stretching for the game, he's sprinting up and down that hill by himself, full speed, like 50 times.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, you just kind of had to let him just do whatever it is that he needed to do to just do what it is that he did. He was so weird. Such a fucking weirdo, but he was a monster.
Beast.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like he had so much energy, you had to let him get a little bit of it out so he could play the game.
Well, they said the same thing about LaDainian Tomlinson, not LT, LaDainian. Because he would get in trouble a lot, and so when you got in trouble with TCU, they would make you do the stairs. So he was like, whatever, I don't care. So he would just do it. He did whatever he wanted to do, and he didn't care about the punishment because he loved running the stairs. And so he had a 400-yard game at TCU. I mean, ridiculous. Monster.
He that visor too, and that black with the purple. That was
sick. I think about what he and Breeze could have done if Breeze didn't end up like this. Like the whole story of the NFL changes. Does New Orleans even get a title, or do they remain the Aints? Probably. You know, like is San Diego like figure it out and then not keep losing to New England the way they've been losing to? Like, it's like crazy things.
Well, the Saints definitely would have remained the Aints because Drew Brees changed the entire culture.
Yeah.
So
you rewrite history.
That's why he's still, they still carry banners and T-shirts of them at the game.
Also, did you guys?
You can't convince me that LaDainian, Breeze, Gates, Vincent Jackson, they would not have been able to figure out a way to, Sean Merriman, they would not have been able to figure out a way how to get at least one chip together.
And
they would have got it.
And one of the most underrated players in NFL history, Lorenzo Neal.
Lorenzo, I was thinking about Lorenzo Neal too. Yeah.
Every year he played in the league, the running back had 1,000 yards every single season.
Yeah, he was beast. Yeah, he was. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so they were loaded. They had all the talent. Junior Seau still, just loaded. They just couldn't get over that Patriots hump. It just could never happen.
Man, and that was Phil. It was Philip. Philip couldn't do it.
Yeah, just couldn't. So I was just about to bring up Phil. He won his high school coaching debut, looking like a high school coach. He already gained like 20 pounds. He already got the coach's body. They won like 58-0. They dominated. The reason I brought it up is in an interview, someone asked him if he was officially if somebody called, would he say, no, I'm a coach now? And he said, no, I have not shut the door on returning to playing.
Oh,
He's that
that's interesting.
Yeah. What's he going to do? Come in and throw picks when it counts? Come on.
Listen, that guy knows two things: football and making babies. That's it.
He is such an interesting individual. He is constantly listed as a top-tier trash talker, and he does not curse.
Doesn't cuss. I know. Dak Nubbin.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
That's incredible.
And he's an offshoot guy.
Yeah. Never shuts up. He is always mouthing off.
Always yapping. Not one cuss slips out.
Yo, you know who he reminds me of? Jake Delhomme was like that. Jake Delhomme was always fucking talking.
Del homies. Yeah, because what happened was he sucked, and then all of a sudden for 4 years he got good, and they go to a Super Bowl. And then he fell off right after that.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Their offense was absolutely loaded during that run.
Yeah, that was crazy. They had Foster. They had the other one.
They had two running backs that were absolute studs.
They had Sean Foster. They had Musa Muhammad,
Steve Smith.
And
one of my favorite players that just his career injuries, Chris Gamble. Ohio State, Chris Gamble was fucking dope, man. He just could not stay healthy.
Not the pass interference call, miraculously. against the Hurricanes.
That's the championship game. Yep.
Yep. I liked him though. That was another Ohio State player that I did like. I liked him.
Yeah. I like Chris Gamble a lot. Yeah.
What a name too. What a name for that position. Gamble. Ooh, love it.
Yeah.
I was dope.
Um,
Steven Davis was the running back.
Yeah.
Bang, there it is. It was Steven Davis and Deshaun Foster. That was after Steven Davis got knocked out by Michael Westbrook, and so there was Washington had to trade him, and he ended up in Carolina and got busy.
and then they also had the other Davis at linebacker, the one who Thomas Davis, who had didn't he have leukemia or something, cancer?
Well, no, he had like 4 knee surgeries.
Yeah, I knew it was something like he wasn't supposed to ever play, and he ended up having a very, very solid career.
Yeah, his knees kept getting destroyed.
Dude, they were loaded, and honestly, if it had not been Tom Brady and Adam Vinatieri on the other sideline, they would have won that Super Bowl because
That Super Bowl was dope. Because that was the Nipplegate Super Bowl.
Yep.
I was living in H-Town. The stadium was 3 blocks away. That Super Bowl was dope.
The second half was
The second half was crazy.
fireworks, and then come on, it happened. They score, and it's you instantly look at the clock. They got 12 in Vinatieri. You guys just lost.
Yeah. But the comeback was crazy
Yeah.
because Foster got busy, Muhammad got busy. It was like, yo, wait, it's been all game.
Well, it was funny because of the way that they went back and forth, because it was Carolina was just huge plays, and New England would just get the ball and then just click, score. 80-yard touchdown, click, score.
Yeah.
60-yard run by Sean Foster. It was just like, and it was,
Yep.
and you just saw they just ran out of time
Mhm.
because the way Carolina was playing, they only needed one play. They needed
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
But you can't give Tom that position, and even though Adam Vinatieri had missed 2 field goals previous in that game, it doesn't matter when it counts, because when it counted, he nailed it. So we got 5 minutes. I'm gonna end this one early. We'll get back in and talk about all the other stuff. We're gonna look at all the roster reductions because I was looking at them this morning, and there are a couple, as to be expected. There's a couple notable names floating around that are going to definitely get picked up by somebody.
Sure.
So we will cover that in 45 seconds. All right, let's add part number 3, and let's get busy. Yo, what's everybody smoking? Moose Mignon, what up, homie? It's almost time to harvest that moose bacon strain I've been growing. The shit is like 11 feet tall, son. It's almost time for the moose to get loose. I'm fucking high right now. I just broke up that bud into the weed jar instead of the blunt. Yeah. Carrie with the quick draw.
Every time.
You got him once.
Yeah, man.
Yo, so the Washington Football Club has... Oh, we get nice all day. I love it. Washington football team has gotten down to a final list. And the only reason I brought this up is because... Yo, Ron Rivera is like picking the team name.
I love it.
I mean, he's very respected, so I get it. But I just think it's odd that the coach gets to pick it, because this is like a thing that's going to be around for like
Way longer than he is.
Way longer, and it's not like it's Joe Gibbs picking this name.
Sure.
You know, he hasn't really done anything there, so it's kind of odd. He's done things in the NFL, but not there.
He survived cancer.
I know. I just think it's odd. It's not like a fan vote or like, you know, it's him.
You would think it would be a fan vote since the fans are gonna have to be with that thing until.
Well, I do know that the Red Wolves is one of the finalists, and they better pick that name because it's just fucking dope.
The Red Wolves.
Yeah, Washington Red Wolves, man, the Wolf Pack. Every time they score, you're going to hear the Wolves howling. Come on, it just sells itself. So the reason that they have to go on from the Washington football team is the merchandise aspect.
Right.
And they were talking about this. You can't have like, I played golf today. Roger Harvey, I got fucking busy today, homie. 73.
Damn.
Yeah, I was getting busy. So you can't like buy a Washington football team head cover and put it on my golf club. It's gonna look stupid.
Yeah.
If you got a wolf, though, it'll be the wolf.
Yeah.
T-shirts, toys, stuffed animals, all these things.
I actually like that name. That name is pretty dope.
I like it a lot.
That's what they considering?
That's one of them. Another one is the Red Hogs, which kind of makes sense because of the hogs.
Yeah. The Red Hog. Why everything gotta be red?
Redskins.
I mean, I know, but they're trying to move away from that. Duh.
Yeah, but a red hog isn't racist. Nobody cares about pigs.
How many red hogs you know? I only know about the pink hogs. Red hog.
Yeah, I like the Red Wolves.
Nah, it's really. And then another one was like some political shit like Defenders or something stupid.
Nah. Defenders. That
No, I'm serious.
hero or something.
Washington Defenders. That sounds like an arena squad.
That sounds like a Major League Soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one too that's also very like political leaning. So it's some like the Senators or something.
There was already Washington Senators. They were hockey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ottawa Senators, but but the Ottawa Senator was the Senators is like a soldier. That's like Greek soldier or something like that. I can't remember which one that is. But Washington would be a whole different thing. What's their mascot going to be as a senator? A dude in a fucking tie?
Well, I mean,
an old white
DC,
dude? Bernie Sanders? Yo, it's Bernie Sanders?
DC is still Chocolate City.
Yeah, it's Bernie.
So, can Washington bring some more chocolate to Chocolate City?
I mean, is Bernie Sanders going to be their mascot now?
Hey.
The Red Wolves is dope, man. There's a lot of like cachet behind it. It works for the fan interaction and things that you can do like marketing wise.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then as far as I'm telling you, there's a big merchandise aspect because you have to be able to make money off of this too. And yeah, you're going to make money from the fans, Washington football team, but like what toys and like shit can you buy your kids to get them involved with the football team except like clothes that just say WFT on it? And I swear to God, every time I see it, I think it says "What the fuck."
I know.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta take another look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I definitely got mistaken for that in future.
It's like what they did on 14th Street and 6th Avenue when they had the F train, the M train, and the L train. So they just had the FML
every time.
MTA had to switch it up because they didn't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, every time I saw that shit, I always thought that was like a T-shirt. I was just like, that's not real. Fuck my life. That's not real. That can't be real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a big marketing aspect behind it. So I think the Red Wolves is dope, man. It's dope. They just gotta make what their uniforms would like look like an NFL team and not make it look stupid.
But the Snyders own majority share. Who's approving the name? And are they not coming up with the name?
They're not. I'm telling you, it's the GM and Rivera.
Crazy. Okay.
Because they just had the GM on Pat McAfee show like 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about it. That's why I brought it up. The GM was just like, no, it's him and Ron Rivera the final decision.
I guess Snyder is like, I don't want to be blamed for another name ever. I already got enough heat. With all these boat parties and all these.
I got a lot of shit going on right now, y'all.
All this shit. So much trouble on my mind.
Yeah, you know they like knocked on his door, just like, hey, Dad, we gotta do this name thing. He was just like, God damn it, like fuck, yo, Ron, you do it.
He said, I had to get my wife the damn team so she won't leave me and shit. She found out about all my damn boat excursions because of loudmouth brooding.
Everybody mad at him. Everybody's how was he able to buy the other shares of that team off of? I thought he was supposed to get pushed out. How did he pull that off?
Yeah, he was losing sponsors and all that. Like, where he get this 11th hour? But see, that's some rich shit though.
Yeah.
Like, rich folks always help other rich folks out. They really do.
Yeah.
Really, really do.
Yeah, they're like Southern rappers.
Money.
Yeah. They support each other. For real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Money messes.
They have so many comeback stories. How many comeback stories you get when you poll? Not many. You lucky one. You rich. Over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I love Robert Downey Jr. Great Iron Man. How many comeback stories he had?
A lot.
Yeah.
So Buffalo, Jake Fromm got cut.
He got cut?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, Trubisky.
Trubisky's, yeah. Actually, Trubisky showed his ass, so he showed that they ain't need Jake.
Well, also you have Trubisky, who has started in the NFL and had a pretty good rookie season. So if something happens
He made a Pro Bowl.
Even if something happens to Josh Allen, you have somebody who's been under the gun before
Sure.
and who is playing well, because why wouldn't you in that offense? So it's just interesting that Jake Fromm, so highly touted coming out of college and whatnot, now doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Jake Fromm, who, because they had Jake Fromm, Justin Fields could barely get on the field.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a big deal that he got cut. But that shows you some players just aren't. The NFL just doesn't fit. Their game just doesn't fit. Because the NFL.
That Georgia team with my man Justin Fields starting doesn't look different.
All right. So I feel like in college as a quarterback, you get to take advantage of the talent that you have, especially at a high level. Ohio State, Alabama. And
he had studs at running back.
At Georgia, he had studs. So you get to take advantage of that. In the NFL, you have to make decisions quickly. It's all about processing information.
Quick, processing, making quick decisions. That's the speed of the game is completely different.
That's what I'm saying. So in college, you can be like, nah, I got an absolute beast out here. He's getting the ball. Getting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's different. So it's just interesting that I saw that because
I give Will Greer credit. He's sticking in the league.
He has a great arm, dude. He has a great arm. He has
sticking. I'm like, okay.
He has an NFL talent like caliber arm because he can throw deep outs incredibly, and he will.
And you know what?
He'll chuck it.
I'm hearing that people like him.
Yeah.
So he can stick around in the league for quite a while. Backup.
Well, nice. You know, that's my guy. That's Will Greer is my guy. I love that. He made me watch WVU for 2 straight years, and had he not broke his face on the goal line, WVU had another national title run in them because they were undefeated until he broke his goddamn face diving across the goal line, and they ended up going like 1-3 the last 4 games of the year, and it was like but just deep outs all day long. It's so accurate, and it just at the right speed.
That kid Stills all the time.
Yeah,
Stills was his guy.
Didn't we just talk about this? Isn't he on the Giants squad now?
Yeah. Or did they cut him?
We're about to see it. So they also Jacob Hollister got cut from Buffalo. So it's looking like his career might not exist anymore because he was supposed to be highly touted for a few free agent stops and he hasn't panned out. Let's see. There was another one that I wanted to bring up. Forrest Lamp. It's another highly drafted do nothing career.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot with offensive linemen, like a lot in the first round. A lot.
Yeah.
Eric Flowers, anyone?
Oh man, I forgot this is
that was a terrible.
It's Tuesday, so it's Tuesday's official roster cut day. They have to be down to 53 today, so there's a long list of people on each team.
Yeah. It's a lot of people got.
I'm just going to go through like the notable ones because a lot of these players were just camp bodies, and you knew that. So it's interesting going over Miami. I wanted to bring this up since they're still heavily involved in the Deshaun Watson discussion. This is why I kept saying they've seen what they've seen in camp. I don't think they like Tua.
Right.
No, but the coach, they said that the coach said in the locker room after practice that he's guaranteeing that Tua is the quarterback.
Nice. What else is he supposed to say?
Yeah.
If the deal doesn't go through, then look, I've endorsed him. If the deal goes through, like, look, you were my guy, but
there's this guy.
The brass wanted this.
And it's
so
if he gets cleared legally, this guy is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, hands down.
What I'm saying. So of course you endorse the shit out of Tua. He's your quarterback right now, and you don't have a backup plan.
Yeah,
so,
I'm saying that to say they're gonna try to market him so they can ship him somewhere else and
like
get a nice kick for him. You know.
Well, of course, I think it'll just be a swap. I think if they can make it happen, they'll swap. It'll be two because Houston wants 3 number 1s and 2 number 2s. So in order to mitigate that, you're going to have to put 2 and probably another player in and make it 2 1s, maybe a number 2, and then like players. Yeah, because that's too many. That's too much.
That's exactly why he's saying that. You know, he's saying these good things about Tua because you don't want that to come out that Tua is bad because then it's all bad.
So you guys, you had to think like if Deshaun Watson, if you're willing to give up that much for Deshaun Watson, you literally have to be on the door of a Super Bowl, and that's the difference because you'd be willing to say, I don't give a fuck about future 1s and 2s. I want to win a Super Bowl right now. So you'd have to look at a roster who has everything except the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, and that's Miami. Miami has everything except the quarterback. I mean, even watching them in the preseason, Tua is not going to do it. To me, he's like a poor man Dak Prescott.
Well, nice. I think it goes back to what I just said, that in college, Tua took advantage of the athletes that he had.
Mm-hmm,
he wasn't making decisions. Yeah, he's got a beautiful deep ball, but, dude, in that national title game that he brought them back, those wide receivers were 15, 16 feet past the defender every time.
Yeah. It was like the corners and the safeties were only playing the run. That's it. And they never adjusted to Jalen Hurts being out. They just didn't adjust. Like, oh, shit, I'm a corner. And they were just so focused on...
Yeah, it was amazing.
Jalen Waddle was over there, man. Shout out to Jalen.
That's what I'm saying, man. He just took advantage of the athletes that he had to where in the NFL, you have to make decisions, and you also have to think about his delivery. It's not the fastest delivery at all.
He's going to have a lot of problems.
Whereas Dak gets rid of that thing. Dak cuts it loose.
And Dak will tuck it and run, and I don't see Tua running anywhere in the NFL.
Well, and I've seen him run a couple times, but then when he runs, realize how small he is, and he runs too courageously.
Yeah, don't Pat White yourself. Yeah, don't Pat White yourself.
He's trying to Pat White himself for real.
Yeah.
So Shaquem Griffin gets cut by the Dolphins. He'll probably land somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's a return guy.
That's to show you how stacked their roster is.
All right, so this is interesting. They have to be bringing him back somehow because the Patriots also cut Brian Hoyer.
Oh.
Who the fuck's the backup then?
He always comes back. So.
Yeah, I just don't know why they did that. There has to be a deal structuring thing, because when they cut Cam, it was like, all right, they brought Brian Hoyer back for a reason. He's the penultimate Patriots backup quarterback. Interesting.
was coming down to.
Matt Lacoste, tight end that they drafted to help Dunn. He got cut. His career's got to be over. He never panned out.
Nah.
Isaiah Zuber got cut, and he was getting busy in the fucking preseason. I looked for him to end up on the practice squad because the Patriots' wide receiver room is kind of loaded right now, and they probably just don't have room for him. But he was getting busy. He had a couple touchdowns.
Okay.
And that means he had rapport with Mac. So it's like, since Cam was taking a lot of the one snaps, that meant Mac was playing with the twos, and you know how that goes. Those are your guys already. So interesting that he'll probably stick around. Let's see, anybody else that I know? They had a guy named Bill Murray. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I did.
The Patriots.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Let's see.
That's hilarious.
The Jets cut Josh Johnson. So.
Oh yeah, nah, that was gonna happen because they believe Mike White learned the system really good, which he played pretty well in the preseason. So, he got a better arm than Josh Johnson. So.
I mean, so since the preseason is down to 3 weeks, that goes to show you how important these camp practices really are.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these decisions are being made off of what's happening in practice. And also, the Patriots, another pioneering thing that they did, joint practices. Everybody does it now.
Yeah, that's like perfect because it's giving you like game type of scenarios, So it's really helping you out when you do the joint practices. You get to see who's really gonna produce on the team and who's really not. And yeah.
So the Ravens cut Trace McSorley.
Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
The only reason I'm bringing it up because it's another quarterback who played himself the way he handled his when I'm going to leave college and go to the NFL thing. He really fucking played himself.
I know.
He should have stayed. He's stupid. Now he's paying for it.
Yeah, he was the type who definitely needed more seasoning.
100%. And he's on a team that doesn't fit what he does. He's just you're in
at
Baltimore.
all.
That doesn't fit.
Yeah, and he ended up, that's why he tore his ACL to shreds.
Yep. So many bad. The Bengals cut Randy Moss's son.
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus Moss just got cut. I was wondering if see, that's another player. Why did he leave LSU so early? I know that their whole team left.
I know. He was someone who I thought should have stayed, but I didn't also fault him because he had a good year and he had a great championship game. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, was his draft stock going to actually be higher by staying another year? I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. Like who should have left after a national championship game was Cardell Jones. He should have left. Cardell should have been like, I'm out. Mm-hmm. He would have been no less than a second round. Probably would have been a first rounder, but definitely a second rounder. So he cost himself some money on that one. I would have left right after that. Easy.
Let's see. Nobody else. All these Browns guys, you guys were never going to make that roster.
Right. I mean, come on now, like that.
Jalen Samuels got cut by the Steelers.
Did he?
Yeah. Interesting. I thought they liked him.
I did too.
Yeah.
He's a back that could help somebody out.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm like, that's really. They cut 4 running backs, including him. So that's interesting.
Like, I could actually see him going to a team like the Saints. Jalen Samuels.
Yeah, that's
he fits with what they do down there.
That's an interesting cut. I wonder if they're going to. I just wonder what their running back scenario is if they cut 4 running backs.
Najee Davenport.
They got the kid from running back or from Alabama that they just drafted.
Harris.
Harris.
I mean, Harris. I'll call him Davenport.
Harris.
I'm thinking about the other one. Najee Harris.
Yeah, but who's behind him though? That's my question. Like, who else do they got?
They just love him a lot. He's gonna get a lot of work.
Jalen Samuels though, he'll catch on somewhere. That's interesting.
Yeah, he'll definitely catch on.
Interesting. Oh my! So many people lost their jobs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because Najee Harris is like how Le'Veon was on that squad. They like him. He got good hands. He can catch the ball. He can run.
Well,
He got a lot of work.
so the Texans cut Kiki Kuti.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's the only one who did anything for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They just
but
got it
they-
like that at wide receiver now. They could just like cut guys who actually did work for them.
I mean, think about it. Nico Collins is definitely going to be a stud. Once they get that together over there, he's going to be a stud. Nico Collins can ball, man.
And they still got Brandon Cooks, right?
They got Brandon Cooks. They got
I guess it makes sense. They got too many of him already.
Right.
But
They got-
anybody that needs a slot, he's already been productive in the NFL on a bad team. So
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they got Robinson from the Bears.
Kerry, you want to know what's funny about looking at this this cut list on the Texans? There's like 7 Patriots who have gotten cut who are on this Texas camp who have now gotten cut. Derek Rivers, his career's got to be over. He never.
It's over.
There's a tight end too that I saw. Ryan Izzo from Florida State. His career's got to be over.
Yeah.
So it's just like this is like Patriots graveyard.
Yeah.
The Colts cut Brett Hundley. He just
I
had
did see that.
he just had a really good game.
I mean, but Ellinger hurt himself, right?
Yeah, Ellinger's out for weeks, but they also
Yeah.
have Eason that they like.
Yeah, Jacob
Yeah,
Eason.
they like Easton a lot.
And then who else?
But I guess Carson Wentz is way ahead of schedule, and he's going to be back
Yeah,
just like
he
Quentin
is.
Nelson. I guess both of them are like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I was about to say, it's just Jacob Eason right now.
yeah.
But Carson Wentz said he's 98% sure he gonna start.
Yeah, him
So
and Quentin
he's
Nelson
won.
are both like, nah, we're good, we're fine.
Oh, really?
So shout out to
Yeah.
them for going and talking to the
Yeah.
baseball team to
He's
figure
already
out,
practiced it.
or whoever the training staff who fixed that, because that was the exact same injury for 2 huge positions, and they're both going to be back ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
In a 17-game season where you can,
weird timetable, like 5 to 12 weeks.
yeah,
Like, what is that?
yeah,
I don't think-
they kept it at 5. Good for them.
he's
Wow.
actually practicing already.
Wow.
Uh,
Good.
good for them because
That bodes well for my man Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh yeah, stud, super stud.
Mhm.
so the Jags cut Pharaoh Cooper.
The
This guy
Jags,
can't catch on. Damn. He was nice in college.
the Jags do a lot of stupid things.
Pharaoh Cooper's nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a special teams player too. So they also cut Philip Dorsett, who had a pretty quality run for New England.
Yep.
Yeah. He never lived up to what they thought he would be.
No, of course not.
Yeah, he never did.
Nice. They cut your guy,
Cool.
Laquan Treadwell. His career's got to be over.
Oh,
Yo, it's
that's
over.
another guy.
It's over.
That's another
Laquan
guy. Didn't pan out.
was really. I don't know what happened to him.
He
man.
was wicked in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
From his true freshman year.
I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah,
man.
He reminds me of who's the Patriots? The Patriots. N'Keal Harry. Those two,
Mhm.
their careers are exactly the same. Big giant receiver in college who beasted because he's a big fucking dude and got to the NFL and just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about your man, Kimbrell.
Oh well.
Rotom.
Oh well, yeah. Unicorn Chopo. Hey, he gave us one last-second touchdown.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did.
He will live in Patriots infamy for that one play.
Yeah. I mean,
Of course, Tim Tebow gets cut. Everyone saw that coming.
everybody saw that coming.
Um,
The Jags got rid of Minshew, man. That was crazy.
Because Philly doesn't know what they doing.
yeah, I
They don't
know,
make-
but Minshew, man, he can play in the NFL.
He can.
Yeah.
I know.
That looks like he is like Fitzsimmons Part 2. He's the perfect backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minshew, man, I like his game, man.
A lot.
Yeah,
I like his game. He can play, man.
it
He
got
can
months.
definitely play.
He's
He must have not been feeling that competition, man. I mean, he wasn't feeling it. He wasn't happy about it, but it's
What no
business.
competition? They traded his ass. They had Lawrence. So, I mean, he would have sat.
No, when they drafted Lawrence, he came
Yeah.
out and said, the only number 2 I'm doing is taking a shit. I'm not doing this.
That's why I love this guy. I love this guy.
Yeah, he was like, and he like, I don't even want to do that.
Yeah,
He like, I don't even want to take a shit. I don't do number 2.
I love it.
Let's see. I've just scrolled through a couple teams. The Chiefs cut Taco Charlton.
No.
Really
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah.
It's interesting.
He'll probably somebody gets an injury. He'll land somewhere just because he's big and huge and
Yeah,
he's better than all these other people who've gotten cut that I don't even know who they are.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is third year though. I'm just going on politics. They ain't gonna let him get that retirement.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. I forgot about that.
He's from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, because then he went to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's just not panning out though.
So the Raiders cut John Brown, the wide receiver.
Yeah,
Joseph. They cut Joseph too.
Paul Joseph.
The safety. Yeah.
Well, they got a million safeties, so
That
that's
makes
not
sense.
even-
They also this is a running back that his game did not transition to the NFL, and I think he was a benefit of playing for Alabama. Bo Scarborough. I don't know why he just didn't wear. That guy is gigantic and fast.
Huge. I know. Like he reminded me of King Henry.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, Bo Scarborough did get a little sunlight last year with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
He had even a 100-yard game, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, he may have a little life with Detroit. Him and Swift, that might work out.
We'll see if I like him, so we'll see.
I like him too. I hope he lands somewhere.
The Raiders also cut Rasul Douglas at corner, so he'll land somewhere because he's started in Philly for a while.
Yeah.
And they also cut Carl Joseph at safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hitter, but he's not. He
I
doesn't
like
smart.
Joseph's game,
Like he
man.
can
I like
pick
his
the
game.
ball for a lot, but he's more of a hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like a hitter.
I'm still
like
bringing
it.
him into the team though, and just letting him wreck
Yeah.
shop. Just
Yeah.
go hit somebody.
Go hit
He's not-
somebody. I
Special
love-
teams,
Yeah.
and then goal line. Heavy package and shit like that. I'm definitely because he is a thumper.
Yes.
Let's see. Austin Prohl got cut by the Chargers.
Mm.
Now, me and Roger Harper were talking about that because he was actually kind of like. He's kind of like, what's that? The dude that plays for the Raiders. The little slow white dude that just is always open.
Renfro.
Renfro. He's kind of like him, but just like,
Yeah.
how's this guy getting open?
Yeah.
How's he producing? The Chargers that's a huge explosive offense, though. I don't know if he actually fits what they do anymore because they got Herbert and they are moving things down the field because Herbert's fucking incredible. I can't.
Sidebar. Whatever happened to your man Kevin White, Joe?
He's actually on a squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forget. We actually said something about that. I was just like,
no, but I think they about to release him though. I think they released him.
well, we'll get through it because I'm going through each team.
Yeah,
But
I
he
think
did
he
get
was-
picked up by somebody carrying. I think it was the week that you weren't here because we were talking about how the fuck this guy keeps getting shots.
The Saints,
He
I
hasn't
think.
done shit in the game yet.
I think it's the Saints that picked him up.
You might be right.
Wow.
We will see because they are in the bottom of the list. Yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause I saw him this preseason. He looked all right, not bad.
the Cowboys cut all their backup quarterbacks, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They cut Jeremy Sprinkle.
Ah. Sprinkle, man.
Sprinkles. Uh,
Tight end, right?
is a tight end. That's a fantasy thing because it's just like who the fuck is Sprinkles? This guy had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns one week. Who the fuck
Yeah,
is this
yeah.
guy?
Sprinkle me, man.
Sprinkles, man. What the fuck? Because you see it nice. Then what happens is you see him like have a week, and you're like, oh, they might start using this guy,
Right.
and then you
Yes.
you pick him up and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Giants. Alfred Morris cut.
Yeah, I saw that.
David Sills cut. So
I know. Damn, I was hoping he made it. I like
Nah,
him.
y'all got enough firepower on the receiving there.
Nah, I like him. I liked him in college too.
yeah. Plus he's
Yeah,
also
I like him, too.
he's also 6'6" with long ass arms.
That's
So
what I'm talking about. It reminds me of Joe Jaravicious.
yeah.
I like him
I
too.
hated when the Giants got rid of Joe Jaravicious.
I like him, but watching y'all in the preseason, which I did, he just wasn't fitting in. He wasn't making any splash plays.
So I think that the head coach for the Eagles might be the worst, Sirianno or whatever his name
Oh
is.
my God, he's terrible.
Uh,
He's garbage already. He just got there. He's already gone.
So I see why they cut Nick Mullins, even though Nick Mullins wins football games somehow,
Right.
because they just brought in fucking
Minshew.
Minshew. I get it,
Mhm.
but that Jordan Howard gets cut.
Interesting.
Carryon Johnson also gets cut out of their backfield.
Well, on Johnson, I don't think is going to be in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He can't catch on.
Travis Fulgham gets cut.
Yeah, how did that happen?
This is what I'm saying. This is interesting.
They can't. Like, I mean, also though, look at their receivers. I don't know.
I mean, you got
Arcega Whiteside has apparently been balling,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Fulgham really got busy last year.
yeah,
but he was like goal line. Apparently, he wasn't. Apparently, he wasn't having a good camp.
Ah,
From what I've heard.
Man,
Greg Ward getting busy. You know, obviously you're gonna have
the Slim Reaper. You got the Slim Reaper over there now. Slim Reaper.
so the Washington Red Wolves, they cut Lamar Miller. That his career's got to be over at this point.
yeah.
Mhm.
They also cut Antonio Gandy Golden. That's a
Ooh.
rookie that I liked a lot. I talked about him during the draft.
You did.
So I'm thinking he'll probably make their practice squad because he's a rookie. So you have to think about
Yeah.
like the whole 4 years thing.
And at 16,
So I'm gonna maybe he'll late in the season somebody gets hurt up from the practice
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. They also cut Steve Sims Jr., so that's a guy who also couldn't catch on.
interesting. Yeah, he had a couple good games for them last year.
This
too.
was this like, so it's going to be interesting what the actual wide receivers that they do have do with getting rid of Sims because he
Yeah.
did get busy in the end of the season.
Yeah, and he's a big body.
Yeah, this is a lot of these cuts also are just out of need. Like they got other players, so it's like we don't have a spot for you anymore.
But with the expanded practice squad, you
Yeah.
know, these players will still get jobs.
Yeah, a lot of them will, but only the young ones. But you're right. Riley Ridley gets cut from the Bears. Interesting. I
Mhm.
thought he was okay.
Me too. He's gonna catch on somewhere. Like I just feel like he's
Yeah,
He's
yeah. He
young.
just,
he's fast. I think
yeah,
he catches on somewhere.
Just need, developing time. He's
I think Chargers would be a great place for him to go.
That might
yeah,
fit.
let him develop.
They
You know
also
what I
cut Desmond Trufant. It's like 18 years with this guy. He's been in the league forever.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he'd be staying in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. Probably
Mhm.
should have switched to safety a long time ago.
Should have did
Yeah.
that.
It's the ego of corners. It's a very
Yeah.
narcissistic position. It's hard for them to want to switch over. It is,
Yeah.
dude. I played corner. You have to be an asshole.
Nah, I would have made that switch, man. Corner to safety, better.
So Brashad Perryman gets cut by the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
It's that guy just can't. It's like right when you think he's about to crack it,
Just
he goes
can't
down
do
with
it.
an injury and then just never gets back.
His route running, man. He just don't. He's not a pure route runner, man. He never got it. He
Yeah.
has speed, He has the speed and he has the hands. He just don't know how to run routes.
So this
all he can do is just run straight down the field.
Which is a criminal because his father was a fucking receiver, like a really good receiver too.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no damn sense.
So
Makes no
the Packers
Makes no sense.
the Packers cut Devin Funches. That's another player that just can't make it happen.
Well,
Funches, he got hurt. That's really why they got rid of him.
So
Because he was definitely having a really good camp.
he was producing in preseason, so it's interesting. They also cut St. Brown though.
interesting.
Yeah.
So that means Lazard made it then. So
Yeah.
they got Scandalous and Lazard
St. Brown will get picked up by somebody.
and Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randall Cobb back.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers makes somebody like St. Brown relevant, but because he was made relevant by a good quarterback, people are going to be like, well, he played with Aaron Rodgers,
And I mean, that catch he made
yeah.
one time on that fourth down, you can't teach that.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Interesting.
guy can ball.
He's going to end up getting picked up.
Yeah, of course he is.
It's interesting because, the way it works, these players, they have to, like, try to get them on their practice squad or whatnot before somebody else grabs them.
Mm-hmm.
And like Roger said, some of these players who have been in the league 3 years
They
aren't
don't
going to
wanna
get
do
put
no-
on a practice squad because they don't want.
Yeah, they don't want to do no practice.
Well, no,
squad.
nice. It's not that they don't. The teams don't want to have to pay them. That like they're if 4 years you get like a tenureship
You
or
get
whatever.
locked into- you get locked into your retirement.
Yeah, you get retirement at that. So that's why you see a lot of 3 year window. If they don't make it, it's like, nah, they're out of here.
They're out of here. Yeah, 3-year window, man. Gotta know that. Stay in the field, baby. It's business.
It is. That's
Or you can go carry it, not for long.
yeah, exactly. So Jake Browning and Danny Etling both get cut from the Vikings. Jake Browning, what happened, dude?
I know. Yeah.
Sound like stewed chicken, man.
I like stewed chicken. Big Browning.
Stewed chicken browning.
I mean, but what happened though? Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. All right, so I'm gonna re-up again, and then we'll run through the rest of these and then talk about. It's odd. This is the first year that we have a 2-week kind of gap.
Yeah, this shit sucks, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in 45 seconds. Nice is fucking hilarious. All right, let me add the motherfucking homies. And I'm going to have to roll a motherfucking blunt. We're going to do another segment. All right, so this last segment is going to be fun. I was like, what the hell is that? It's my cup. Damn, Roger Harper, he done got a technological upgrade, Kerry.
What happened?
Nah, he's done upgraded on everybody. He got the 56K camera,
I see. It's clear.
the virtual reality. Yo, Roger Harper, you totally look like you're in a real world confessional right now.
I was just about to say he looks like he's in a real world confessional. I was just about to say that shit. I was like, he was like, yeah, Janet over there tripping. We just got to win this daily challenge, y'all.
Yeah, no, that's good. And also, you got the quick draw. You must have upgraded, man. You were first in line again.
Love it.
Um, yo, so
Out for 2 weeks.
so outside of Jake Browning, Ito Smith getting cut by the Vikings is interesting because there's another serviceable running back who, when he had to get in there, did his thing. So interesting.
Probably end up on San Francisco or some shit.
Chad Beebe gets cut. So
He's a special teamer. He'll go somewhere. I could see him going to Buffalo.
I didn't know that Ricky Prohl had 2 sons in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, Blake Prohl.
Blake. He plays receiver too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he just got cut by the Vikings. I had no idea he existed, but shout out to him, Ricky Prohl, for producing NFL caliber 2 of them because they made it through camp. They get the final cuts, and they'll probably, especially with the other one, he'll probably cut. Roger, we talked about that. Austin Prohl getting cut. And then, I didn't know that this guy existed, and I wish that he would have made the lineup. There's a guy on their team with his first name is WAP. Now, as an Italian and especially a Sicilian, I don't know how to feel about that. Actually, I don't give a fuck. I think it's hysterical. His name is WAP Failure. I love this guy. I don't know what he does. Somebody put him on a squad because his jersey is priceless. I still can't. I don't know why. Do you know who their backup running back is, Kerry? Because I just don't understand why Ito's gone.
No, because it wasn't it Abdullah for a while. It was. It was that other kid. Every time he got in there, he would Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Madison.
Well, they let Jared McKinnon's gone, right?
McKinnon's gone.
McKinnon's gone, and then you also, I know that the what's his name? Too many blunts today. What's the starting running back? He's a beast. Cook. So Cook is there, but he also injury history.
Yes, sir.
And you need a stable running backs now with 17 games, especially. So I just think it's interesting that he's not on their squad. And I don't know how long he's been in the league. You know, if he's going to warrant, it's weird for somebody who's been in the league a few years to be on the practice squad, especially after he was getting busy.
Wait, who's this we talking about?
Ito Smith.
Oh, he got cut?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. It's like, I hope your running back room is loaded then, because that's interesting. Yo, nice. I should have waited until you were on here to say this. The Vikings had a wide receiver on their squad. His first name is WAP. Yeah. Yo, this would have been the one team that I could have got WAP to watch football with, son.
Yeah, well, WAP is a Giants fan. He watches Giants game faithfully. You can't even call him on the Sunday.
Yeah, I know, but he's like a Giants fan, The only time I could get WAP to talk about sports is whatever fight is happening, me and him are texting each other.
Yeah. Fight or the Giants.
Guaranteed, because the fight boxing is number 1 for him.
Yeah, boxing is number 1. The Giants is number 2, and the Knicks is number 3.
So
that's Carey's guy.
So they also cut. I wonder, is Perry Nickerson? Is that Hardy Nickerson's son?
Oh, linebacker?
No, he plays corner.
No. Nah, we drafted him. The Jets drafted him and got rid of him. He's trash.
All right.
Yeah, Hardy Nickerson's son's a linebacker.
No, see, I knew he had one playing, so I was wondering. I was just like, is that his son? I didn't know.
Perry Nickerson is not gonna stay in this league. He's complete garbage. His coverage skills is terrible. Man. All you gotta do is run slants on him all day, every day, and he's just. It's like Bless Austin. I don't know what the Jets are doing with him. I don't even know why they're about to start him. And he talks so much shit like he's really that good, but he's really terrible.
All right, so I know that we
Wait.
just talked about my guy, but my guy just got cut by the Panthers.
Who's that?
Will Greer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, they just got him? Oh. Wow.
You know,
because that other dude is actually balling. What's his name?
Black kid,
What's his name?
that black kid quarterback,
Yeah. Yeah.
Williams.
No, it's I forgot his
didn't
name.
didn't he play in the like the XFL or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I know you're talking about. So
Yeah, rule like.
yeah,
Roll
so with Will Greer, I know most teams are only keeping 2 quarterbacks. That's why you're seeing a bunch of quarterbacks get cut because there's 53. It's a short roster, you know,
Yeah.
especially week 1. You're not going to need
Yeah.
3 quarterbacks in week 1. But
Exactly.
since this is my guy, yo, if he would end up on New England's practice squad for a year, not because it's New England, it just makes sense.
Mhm.
He has decision making and arm talent. So I just don't know where else.
Like it could help him maybe get to another destination.
Exactly.
after-
It, just like Jameis Winston, who Jameis just ended up staying in New Orleans.
Yeah.
He openly said, "This is if I go here for 1 year and learn from these guys, Sean Payton and Drew Brees, and then I can get a shot somewhere else." This is the whole point.
Yeah.
He just ended up staying there.
Yeah.
Will Greer needs the same type of situation.
Yeah. I could see that.
This is like a quarterback who needed to get into a situation where he would learn from somebody, and it
Yeah.
just never happened.
Right.
You go down to Carolina and you're instantly competing for the starting job with somebody.
Yeah. Because Cam was out, and then you had Kyle.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're kind of instantly like thrown into like being a backup and getting reps with the ones and shit. And it's just like I could tell you from watching him in 2 years at WVU, he has the arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, he can ball.
He needs to learn how to play NFL quarterback though. He still needs to learn that.
Yeah, nah. I mean, he's an absolute baller, man. Even before he got to WVU, he had Florida undefeated before he got hurt. The boy can ball, man. It's just
Nah,
like we said.
he didn't get hurt. Nice. Will Greer's story arc. Remember, he got busted for a substance, like a banned substance in some supplement,
and he got hurt too.
and
So
they
what he hurt his nostrils.
and nah, it was like some workout thing.
Yeah, some workout enhanced drug stuff.
So
But,
then, like Florida just didn't want him back, and he
Yeah.
wanted to stay down there, and they were like, "No, we got this other guy. Somebody else came in."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, we're good," and that's how he ended up at WVU.
But like I said, man, you know, with him it's just really the transition of the game. Just you know how it is. It's faster. So you know, it like we were saying earlier, it's just the processing. Some people pick it up really fast, and some people it takes a little while.
Well, I think some
I mean-
college quarterbacks, you also have to consider some college quarterbacks also process they already have that processing information thing, right? And they process information so quickly that it hasn't really developed physically on the college level.
Exactly.
Like they see what route is going to be open and when, and it's just the wide receivers and whatnot aren't making it happen because they don't see the same things, right?
Exactly.
So their game's already tailored. Another spot, maybe the Giants, Will Greer.
Yeah.
I mean, Glennon has already shown you what he's going to be. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Will Greer, and we don't know how.
You know what Glennon is.
Yeah.
The longest neck in the NFL since Merton Hanks.
You know what I'm saying? That long neck motherfucker. Yeah.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
yo, Kerry, he's the white Merton Hanks.
Straight up.
You know, Glennon got next, baby.
Yo, he just never did the Merton Hanks dance.
Yo, he is completely terrible. Glenn,
Yeah, no,
I
man.
don't even understand how he's still in the league.
He
And
can see over every line. He can see over every line.
Because they sell advertising space on his Adam's apple.
Seriously,
But
man.
my thing is, just like we just said, Will Greer doesn't have a job right now, but Glennon does. This is crazy.
That's what. Well, that's
Crazy.
so for backups. That's always like, well, he's got 8-9 years of experience. He kind of knows it's easier for him to come into a new spot and get acclimated and shit like that.
But not Rush on Dallas. Like, that was odd how they cut their quarterbacks. Like, I would have kept Gilbert. That didn't make sense that they kept Rush.
Nah, they like Rush. Rush isn't that bad though. He's not really terrible. He's an okay backup.
He probably
lead the team down for scores. Like, Gilbert could actually play.
He's a mobile quarterback.
I think Rush is more like Dak than Gilbert, so it kind of fits more. You don't have to change things.
Like I just said, he's a mobile quarterback with an arm. His arm is actually stronger than Dak. He's mobile too. You know what I'm saying? He can take off. He'll give you like a good 20-yard scamper real quick. You know what I'm saying? He's a cool backup.
All right, so the New Orleans Saints have a who's who of cuts. Trevor Siemian got cut, so his career's got to be over in the NFL.
Yeah, it's over.
Devontae Freeman gets cut.
Yeah.
Chris Hogan gets cut after coming back from professional lacrosse.
Oh, yeah.
I could see him going back to New England somehow though, if that somebody gets hurt.
Sure.
If he's still fast, you know.
He should.
Kevin White got cut, so he didn't make their squad. He can't possibly get another shot. It's impossible.
He played for the Saints, right?
Yeah, he got cut.
Yeah, I told you. It's wild because I didn't realize who he was until they actually like put his name up on the screen and talked about him. Because I completely forgot about him. I'm like, who is this white kid? Like, who is this? And then when they started talking, I'm like, oh shit! I just remembered this dude been in the league forever, Kevin.
Well, they still showing his college highlights because that's all they got.
That's all they got. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's like Treadwell, man. Them dudes was beasting in college, and they just couldn't get it right.
Yeah, Prince of Mukamara gets cut.
Not surprising.
Yeah, he's finished. He's been
done.
He's been done. He's done.
So the Bucks cut CJ Prosise.
Ooh.
I mean, all right.
No, this is what I'm talking about. This is like solid backup,
Right.
who can contribute on a short-term basis, who has done that. So it's just like,
But they still got Ronald Jones.
no, I'm only bringing up players who could possibly land somewhere else because there's a million cuts.
Come on, man. I mean, come on.
We already said nobody is making this Bucks roster unless you were there last year.
Man. Come on, man. The Bucks, man. Come on. Whoever got cut, they just didn't do enough. That's on them.
I mean, you got to hope that you catch on to their practice squad if you're one of their cuts and be like, yeah, man.
They just didn't do enough. This was your shot. You had all summer to make it happen. You just didn't do it.
So it's interesting that the Cardinals also brought in Ito Smith and also cut him. Interesting. What's up with this guy?
And probably his vision. Probably. I don't know.
That's interesting. He got cut by two squads.
Yeah, 2 squads. So that means something. It's not the team now. It's you.
Or it could be
Something
contractual. He might be at that point where some team doesn't want to have to pay him more than what he's actually worth. That's just,
he also got looked at by more than one squad, so he's still doing something right.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I'm saying.
A bunch of teams just are not going to keep bringing you in if you're not doing something right. So,
Man, I'm seeing a lot of former WVU quarters on the chopping block.
Right, but that's what I mean. They bringing you in, and then they not seeing something that you're not doing. It got to be something that you're not doing. They bringing you in because they know you got potential, but then something's missing. Either your attitude is not right, something is not right.
So the Rams cut Duck Hodges.
yeah. Oh, man.
We already talked about the Niners cutting the Rosen one.
Okay,
Wait, no, but he's on the
but Atlanta.
team. He made the Falcons.
He's-
DeRozan made the Falcons.
That's what I'm saying. He makes their squad, which we did talk about that. Actually, is like the one place that his last shot because he is like a poor man's Matty Ice.
Yeah. So
He's the perfect place.
he saw it. He saw it too. I was like, yeah, Atlanta probably be the only place you can go.
Yep.
Mhm.
So good for him, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out.
they got Matty Ice and Matty Slush now. This is awesome. Good for them. I look for them to do great things this season. The Rosen one has arrived in Hotlanta. Boy, does he not fit that culture either. He just
Serious, but he keeps getting shots though, and he keeps like, all right, he's doing like okay during preseason.
So has this guy been picked up by somebody else because the Niners cut Clinton Dix?
Oh man, he's finished too.
Is he done? Is he done? Because he had
He's done.
flashes.
I don't know if he's done.
He bounced around a lot. Remember, he played for the Giants, the Redskins.
Well, he played for Washington for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't with the
not
Giants.
Giants, not
You know,
the
he played for the Packers for a while,
He
and
played for the Packers. It was
Yeah.
the Packers, the Redskins.
Yeah.
I think he did touch the Bears too. I think he touched the Bears roster too.
it's got to be over for him then. The Seahawks had a guy on their team named Penny Hard. What a name!
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so Roger Harper, like,
Sean Wade at all?
so on the last cut day, what's it like in the locker room?
Shit. The motherfuckers is on eggshells and shit.
Mhm.
On pins and needles. Pretty quiet in the locker room during that time. The motherfuckers don't know if they coming or going.
All right, so this is a unique year. I forgot to bring this up. So, the guaranteed salary does not start calendar year until next Saturday.
Okay.
So there's also, you still have a roster maneuverability. So it doesn't count on your NFL tenureship until Saturday is when it begins. Because of this weird off week. It's what would have been the fourth preseason week. It's still the same timing. It's just there's no fourth preseason week anymore. So you still might see some maneuver, especially with some of these names being available now. That might be a better option than what some team has at these positions. So you still might see some moving before game day, and which is almost 2 weeks. It's like 10 days or something.
Another tricky one is if you're going into your fourth year, you won't get credit that fourth year until after your fourth game.
Really?
You have to play at least 4 games in that fourth year to get that 4-year tenure.
Wow.
Mm.
A lot of tricks in there.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's all the notable cuts. So with all that in mind, you might see a couple changes, especially somebody might get hurt in practice.
Sure.
There are still some holes to fill for some teams. There are still some notable free agents like Le'Veon Bell that are still floating around that haven't been picked up.
Yeah, I don't think nobody gonna figure it out.
Well, it's because of their salary demands. You know.
Yeah, salary demands. Then, like I said, you didn't show enough on tape for a team to be excited about you. You went on the Chiefs, which went to the Super Bowl, and you did nothing to actually make that happen.
Didn't touch the field.
Even though it wasn't the scheme and all that, you did absolutely nothing. You got chances. You got plenty of chances. Because I watched, a lot of their games, and they was actually feeding him the ball. They were trying to make him the feature back. They actually took reps away from the other two
Clyde
Williams.
Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, they took reps away from them because Le'Veon was there.
Mhm.
And it's like when you put Le'Veon in, it was terrible. And then when you put Flair in, he was going through them holes. He was busting through them. You know what I'm saying? So
Because Le'Veon's so unique, it has to fit.
yeah, Le'Veon, like we said, he's a dude he's a patient runner. He don't just burst through the hole. He's very patient. He makes he make the offensive line set the blocks up before he runs through the holes.
He would have to go to a physical team and be the third down back.
Exactly. Like it don't
Like the
he got
Titans.
great hands. I love Le'Veon. I love him. But you just didn't show enough.
If he would
And I
accept
feel
that
like-
role as just a third down back, he would be an excellent one.
Oh, yeah.
And he would he would definitely fit in Tennessee because they're built for physicality. So
He would wreck shop in Tennessee.
Yeah,
That would be the second best running back tandem in the league, easily.
Yeah, easily, because that team is really based on run first and play action second. You know,
great
that
change
would
of
be the
pace from Henry too. Completely physical, bruising to I'm going to make you
And
miss.
you talk about, you know how they used to try to like feed Deion Lewis? I mean, he 10 times better than Deion Lewis.
yeah, exactly. I don't
Coming out
know.
the backfield, catching passes, he'd have 50 receptions easy.
Lev's got to
don't
be an
know.
asshole. Nobody wants him. He's got to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Tennessee just nobody wants to pick because Le'Veon. If you look at him, he's very, very confident in himself. So the way how he talks and the way how he comes about it, it's like you cannot talk all this trash and not produce. You know what I'm saying?
Well, nice.
It's
I think that if you put him in a running back room with King Henry, and King Henry stands up, I think Le'Veon will understand his place.
I don't know.
And then if he doesn't, you know, Mike Vrabel will slap the shit out of him. Mikey V don't care.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, like I said, this is why it's not going to work. These is all the reasons that we're talking on why he won't be over there. There's no question about his
He
talent.
can't get out of his own way.
Yeah. You know what I mean? There's no question about his talent. It's just you haven't put nothing on tape the past two seasons, about the past season, and you know, you got an ego problem.
So, Kerry, Urban Meyer said that the vaccination status of players is a big factor in the reason why he cut some of the people that he cut. Now it kind of makes sense when you look at some of the people they cut. Like, really?
Sure.
You guys aren't any good and you're cutting some of these guys?
And that's what we're going to see more and more around the league, especially as now these guys who have gotten cut and they're looking for deals. One of the first questions that these teams are asking is, are they jabbed up?
Exactly.
And if they know, they're like, well, okay, thanks.
So,
I know.
Deshaun Watson is on the Texans roster.
Yeah, we know that.
Malcolm Butler confirmed retired list. So when that happens, you're done. It's hard. I don't know what the process of getting off of that list. It's weird. So he's got to be done. So weird. So the Saints might have to play Week 1 on the road now because of the hurricane. So this is happening to them all over again, where they're going to might have to play on the road for home games. Interesting. So that's a free home game for whoever their first Week 1. I don't know who they're playing in Week 1, but do they just switch that to them? Because they just made the decision and it's in like 10 days, so I think you would just switch it to them, right?
Yeah, they'll still be the home team.
They will be, but you can't go to a neutral site. How would you realistically plan that?
Yeah. I don't know. Unless they just take that home game away. I feel like that's happened to a team not that long ago where they just had bad away games. Like all their home games like being taken away.
Oh, they might play in Dallas. Dallas is on the road in week.
But I heard that Dallas, they have a concert that week, so Dallas said no.
Well, I'm just reading it right now. It said that Dallas is the first option because they play the Packers, so they might work around the concert or whatever, make it an early game, shit like that.
Yeah, they definitely not playing in New Orleans. That's a given. It's not happening.
Well, now my homie Billy Lyons is down in Mississippi, and he already told me like, yeah, man, I gotta batten down for a couple of days and make sure like Mississippi doesn't flood real quick. So huge floods down there again.
Yeah, I mean, all the power went out. It was terrible out there, man. You know, terrible. It's real bad, man. Louisiana, that state can't get your break, man.
Nah, at all. So the Roger Harper, incoming Ohio State University quarterback, lands a $1.4 million deal.
And they ain't even playing the senior year. I seen that.
Yep, not even playing his senior year. Hopping into Ohio State, got 1.4 mil already.
Ears.
That's fucked up for the starting quarterback that's coming in this year start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That puts him above him.
Yep.
Just because of his money status. Because of his status.
That's what I was saying, man. This is how is this going to change college football, because you got kids that they're not even playing their senior year. Are they really ready for college? They're missing. This is interesting.
So if I'm an upperclassman and I'm in college already, you know how motivated I am. Some kid is trying to come take my spot. He's already got 1.4. I am trying to ball all the way out.
100%.
Motivation.
Yeah, man, that's what I need. I'm like, okay, is that what it is? That what we think it is? Yeah.
I mean, it's just Ohio State, so you have literally top all 5-star recruits.
I know, they're just like where you can let go of a Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We prefer Haskins instead. It's 5-star. Great decisions.
And then you end up landing Justin Fields because Georgia was sticking with Jake Fromm. So imagine being on Ohio State whenever you're like, all right, I finally got my shot, and then Justin Fields shows up, and you're like, God damn it.
Man, I know, right? That was suck.
Well, fortunately for modern-day college football players, the transfer protocol is easy.
Yes.
There's no more of that. If you you have to sit out a year. It's a whole...
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that was so weird. So weird. Such a weird thing.
It definitely has turned it into free agency.
It has, but you kind of used it anyway. It's like if you haven't used your red shirt year, we'll just use that
Sure.
for you. So, but I mean, it's just this is better. This is better that it's like this. Especially there was that whole thing with so many coaches recruiting you, and then fucking leaving.
And then leaving. I know you don't want to be there. Yeah.
That happened to me. Our defensive coordinator was the head recruiter for our college. He recruited everyone. He was fucking awesome. And then he went to WVU. And everybody there was just like, I fucking came here for this guy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then honestly, we had the same head coach, but after that, it was never the same. The whole culture changed. Everything changed.
Yeah.
So, good for them. Good for them. So, now with the roster decisions, especially like, say... return to the Mac instead of Cam.
Return to the Mac, baby.
And with Zach Wilson being the starter, Trevor Lawrence being the starter, do we know who's Denver's starter is? Have they picked anybody yet?
Yeah.
Teddy
Teddy ball game. So now we know things. We know kind of how the rosters are set. Does this change anything in preseason predictions? I think it changes New England. I think they're actually going to be better with Mac because
pretty much the only team that it changed, really. We all kind of knew Teddy B was going to beat out Drew Lock. If anybody thought Drew Lock was going to win that, they're completely out of their minds.
Well,
Teddy B,
the only difference between the big glaring difference is Drew Lock has a big arm and will push it down the field, and Teddy B does not ever throw it down the field.
Never.
But listen, Teddy two gloves gets it to the right guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Once again, NFL quarterback making decisions is the biggest part.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's rare that we see the guy who has the biggest arm actually be the best quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, these are the... Brett Favre had a cannon. But Joe Montana didn't have a mega arm.
I'd say Joe Montana didn't have a mega arm.
Tom Brady doesn't have a huge arm.
Right.
Drew
Right.
Brees, not at all, not even close.
Right.
Marino didn't have a big arm. He just had a really quick release. He got it out.
Rifle though.
John Elway had a big arm.
Yeah.
Steve Young didn't have. All these quarterbacks didn't have like Jeff George.
How about your guy Jim Drunkenmiller?
That's what I'm saying. They didn't. That's not my guy.
He had a huge arm.
Well, I mean, Jeff George had an absolute howitzer, right? But it's just
He
like
did.
Jay Cutler, cannon, absolute cannon.
Yeah.
Todd Marinovich.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got the biggest arm. Jamarcus Russell could throw it 90 yards.
That guy.
This is what I'm saying. The big arms don't mean anything.
Not in the NFL. Chad Pennington had a very good NFL career. Couldn't throw it more than 30 yards.
He's the best example. I love Chad Pennington.
Yeah, man. The decision making.
He threw with superior anticipation.
Yeah.
Superior anticipation.
Decision making.
Peyton Manning on the back end of his career was the same thing because he had no arm. It was all, I know who's going to be open. I'll just throw it.
But it's like the difference between the flashy point guard, you know what I'm saying, versus like the Stockton.
Exactly.
Chad Pennington was the NFL John Stockton.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a good one. That's a good comparison. He had such a long career, too, with no arm.
With no arm.
No arm whatsoever. Which sucks because if you remember in college, all he did is chuck it downfield to Randy Moss.
Yep. Yeah, well, he had someone who he could trust. I mean, come on.
Well, he also wasn't hurt then. Like, he was
Yeah,
like
he wasn't
fully
hurt.
healthy. So, he had
even for not having a gun in the league, he didn't turn the ball over in the red zone. He just
That's the key.
amazing.
Don't turn the ball over.
Well,
Didn't do it.
it's him and Drew
Make the
Brees were
right
very
decision.
similar. They both had shoulder injuries that took any arm power that they had off, and then they just learned how to play it mentally.
Yeah.
It just Chad Pennington
Make the right-
literally could not throw it more than 30 yards. It was amazing that he was functioning as an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
And well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to
Just-
Pro
just
Bowls.
Yeah.
Make the right decisions, man. Make the right decisions.
It's crazy to think of all those first-round quarterbacks.
Who is he throwing to? Lavernius Coles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You pulled that one out. Lavernius Coles.
Santana Moss.
Yes, and Moss, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Santana Moss was kind of dope, though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
That, you know what? That is a very underrated career.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very because he was very productive,
He was.
He was tough, too.
especially in Washington.
When he was in Washington, he was dope.
He was like a little Steve Smith. Like,
I couldn't believe when the Jets got rid of him. I was like, yo, why? Why?
I didn't understand that. Neither.
I did not understand that one.
I mean, what I couldn't understand when watching him play is how is he constantly beating people? He's not big, he's not fast.
He was a nightmare for the Giants. It was bad.
I mean, like Steve Smith, you understood why he was beating people because he was just he was going to physically dominate you.
Nightmare for the Giants. Like,
But Santana Moss, it was different. It was like Reggie Wayne domination. It was just like he's not very fast and he's not
very big.
He's not very big, but he just keeps catching things and getting open.
He just wins.
Yeah.
Real route running, man.
Yeah.
It's a really good route.
Yeah, I think the Patriots is the only thing that it changes. I mean, Aaron Rodgers showing up in camp and making another run with the Packers, that changes that whole division because it's clearly their division now.
Sure.
But still, they have to go through the Bucks.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
realistically,
and
is there
that's-
any NFC team that can challenge them?
No. I don't. The Packers is the only team, and for some reason Aaron Rodgers just can't get past Tom Brady. Can't do it.
Like, Washington poses a threat because Fitzmagic might have a one-game miracle with that defense.
Like the defense, I was thinking, I was like, Washington gave him Fitz last year.
No, it's not gonna happen. I guarantee you it's not gonna happen.
I mean, so you look at the NFC, it's like the Bucks. Clearly, you have to go through them. Everybody knows it, right? The other side, the AFC, is absolutely stacked.
Oh
It's loaded.
yes.
It's loaded on that side this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns, the Chiefs, the Chargers,
Look out for the Browns.
Depending on what the Ravens do,
the Ravens,
know.
possibly. I mean,
possibly.
Bills.
What?
Bills, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot.
And not for, I think it's going to be a different looking year, and they're definitely not going to come out the gate like they did last year. But beware the Steelers. Don't it's a reason that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record.
Of course, I just think that their Big Ben's now repeated history of kind of wearing out as the season goes, and now adding Game 17 means more wearing. I don't know.
Which puts more importance on Najee Harris.
Yes,
and
it
I think
does.
That's going to be a lot where you're going to see more dumps.
That's
Now, I
where
think
they're going.
I think if Big Ben could actually push it downfield, their receivers are fucking dope.
Absolutely.
It's just they don't take advantage of it because he can't.
Yeah.
Chase Claypool, man, my guy.
We'll see. Claypool, I know.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, so the AFC, the Browns, dude. I think if Baker Mayfield takes another step forward, then they will be in the AFC Championship game.
And also, a weird-looking team, but a weird-looking team who could just do some shit, the Denver Broncos. Because Von Miller's back, Bradley Chubb is back, they got Simmons, they got Melvin Gordon, they got Cortland Sutton back, they got
Jerry Judy.
Jerry Judy, Tim Patrick, and now they got a quarterback.
For the Broncos, their
Broncos might
defense is fully loaded.
Broncos might could do some stuff this year.
They're also expecting Teddy Ballgame to do anything more than what he is, and I don't see that happening.
Well, he's an absolute upgrade over Locke.
He is, but what are you looking at Teddy Ballgame more than round 2?
No.
Well, I'm just saying if he doesn't blow the game. Now I'm looking at the defense and what Melvin Gordon can do.
Possibly, but I just look at the Bills or the Browns happen to go through one of them, and they're so loaded on offense, dude. They're so loaded. And Tennessee, we didn't even talk about Tennessee.
No, and all it takes is like a hot streak, an injury on another team, like crazy shit happens.
And the one team that none of us mentioned on that side, fucking Tennessee, absolutely stacked on offense. The biggest, most physical team in the NFL by far. And they are built for late season football. Yeah. So, especially if Julio does a Randy Moss and has a second half resurgence, which would I actually want to see it happen for him. I'd like to see him win a title. It'd be awesome.
I mean, just talking about Le'Veon Bell and how would a great fit he'd be there. I just would love to see that happen now.
Me too. So this is ending. I appreciate your time, everybody. You already know we got a weird week this week coming up. I mean, of course, we're going to do the thing, but there's no football, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I appreciate it. We out. All right, everybody. I appreciate Vegas. What up, homie? I appreciate everybody stopping through to watch the homies talk about football. Straight from the golf course to home.